is attempting to regain her coven and she has power. Unsure what this means. 5th level spellcasting, she can track us but can't play natural to us. That's what I took from that session. Bruin's priest friend tells us this is a mirror world. He serves someone who wants them to return to the new plane. He tells us he believes the old gods are gone and we need new gods. He tells us we need to become the apex predators so they can open the gate against the old world. This world will not last. And he keeps calling Bruin Michael. Who is Michael? That is my
Hi,
question.
Mark.
Apex are trying to create angels. Vantress had an anguish potion and went mental. We went to a ball. I took a husband. Then... Oh, I didn't take that.
Just a minor correction. You haven't been to a ball.
No, we won't be going to a ball. Yes, we went to a dinner party.
Using emotional manipulation to get a ball later.
Yes, in Anessa's mind it was a ball though. She's like, this is what a ball is.
This is so grand. This must be the ball.
So we went to the dinner party, we had loads of good food, it was really nice. Vlad made friends with someone,
The
Trapper, who is going to make a cockatrice that looks like Ravi, and that's very lovely and heartwarming and cute and lovely. And then we went back to our chambers, and I was on the terrace, like Horace was outside, and we found blood. Everyone licked the wall, and then people went to go find a monster, and we potentially are going to find a monster too, and that is where we left it.
Yes.
A bunch of
Did I miss anything? There was lots of conversations happening.
Nothing that...
Just typical dinner party chat.
Yeah, just, normal, casual. Yes, how's your day? The weather is quite nice, isn't it? How's
Lovely.
the industries? Yes, what have?
Yes,
Make me a toy model of my dead bird, please.
There's a lot of aggression at my end of the table, but I don't really understand why. I don't think Bruin does either.
It was a good time.
Good time for all, yes. Jolly. Whatever.
Jolly good time. Perfect.
Jolly good.
Yep. Lovely.
So,
Smashing.
the only difference is, as the night came to, you all basically took rooms. Because Lycoris doesn't sleep, she went wandering and inspecting. You yourself...
Anessa was getting turnt. She was getting that
lit.
fucking Waker wine.
It was great.
And after a bit of
free.
inspecting, obviously the blood on the wall, yada yada, trying to figure out what's going on, a creature jumped from somewhere above you, down into the brush below, disappeared into it, and very quickly after that, a golden, slightly greyed figure that you know very well leapt after it. And that's where we go.
I forgot Trafalgar had gone after him too. I had the picture in my head of something going over our heads and being like, can't remember though.
Yeah, everyone forgets Batman, Trafalgar.
I'm Batman.
No.
I'm Batman.
Oh, by the way, Danny's working Leeds Fest at the moment, so it's just me with the cats, so I might have to vanish occasionally because Jet is demanding.
Yes.
So is Pepper and Luke, but Jet is the one that is the most demanding. As you will find on Saturday.
Fair enough.
He is a little prince. Pampered boy. So yes, if I go silent, I'm not there. I'm probably dealing with the cats.
Aye, Capitan.
Hi, Tappy Can.
No.
Did we decide that we were going back to get people, or are we just going?
I thought you were using message.
I think I was.
I thought you were pointing in the direction of people's bedrooms and using message.
I don't
My
know.
memory is that, like Cora said, I'm not going to run off my own because I got in trouble last time, and
I
then
did.
proceeded to do it.
Yeah. I thought because we're
definitely
close,
learned from my mistakes.
but we're close by, so I might as well just not use a spell slot and just go get them.
Cool. I'll carry on running on my own. I'm with the guards, so I'm technically not going to be on my own. I follow
Yeah.
the guards. If anything, I'm babysitting.
I'll message you when I've got them, and then I'm not using loads of spell slots, I suppose.
Wait,
I
I thought message was a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've got my fucking other sheet on. Do I have message or do I have sending?
You probably
Or do I
have
have both?
both.
Oh, On
You're a
Anessa's
wizard.
spell sheet message is there. Okay, I'm gonna go ham on this now. I'm gonna point one direction a message, one direction message, one direction message, I don't know who I'm messaging, but I'm
You're
going
a
for
wizard, Chloe.
I am a fucking wizard.
You
A
literally
blue
was like,
wizard.
danger, danger,
Just,
danger.
just again to reiterate a point. As a wizard, when Lupilla, a grander wizard than you, said, "Maybe you should say your spells components, use them," it wasn't much of an insult. It's more of a, you're kind of not doing your spells right, and meanwhile you're just here like, are you awake? Pointing in the direction. You awake? Pointing in the direction.
It's fine. This is what he meant. I'm talking. It's all good.
And he's like,
I'm
what
talking here.
Anessa took from this was open up to your friends,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she is in a way.
Yeah. She's doing a good job. She thinks.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, I agree.
Yay.
We'll do it again.
I'm just gonna message everyone. I will message the other people that were with us too.
Mhm.
Who was with us? Trapper was with us.
There's no point Ishgari going anywhere. He doesn't really do a lot.
Okay. Well, I know that Trapper's in the room with them anyway, so I'll just message Trapper.
They're bunking.
Yeah,
You don't have to be so mean to your pseudo brother.
I mean, like, it's
He's
comes from
useless.
a place of love. He's soft, and I don't want to bring soft pseudo brother into danger. So soft pseudo brother can be skewered.
That is a good point. I'm gonna say to
I
Vlad,
love
we
that.
are going to investigate something. Look after your new pet rat.
Oh no, tell him to keep Ishgari company and keep
Yeah,
Ishgari
yeah.
safe, because then Vlad feels like he has a proper job. He's protecting Ishgari, and Ishgari will
Yes.
100% play along.
Yes,
He's-
you
he's
are
a-
the
he's a
new
good being.
bodyguard. You are Ishgari's bodyguard and your new pet rats. And then I'm gonna message Ishgari and be like, Vlad's your bodyguard. Go with it.
Just play along.
By the way, we're chasing something. Just no context. He's your bodyguard.
Please,
Enjoy.
he needs this. Getting a lot of losses recently. He needs a win.
There you go.
There's, with the small moments you get of a reply from the pair, there's confusion from both. As you realise within a couple of seconds of messaging one, you then message the other, there might have been some crosshairs between the two of them in the room. As
I did it really quickly.
Yeah, that's could be the problem.
Oh.
So who got what message?
You'll never know.
Oh no!
Did you tell the trapper that he's now Vlad's bodyguard? Or
Wait,
Vlad
I
is the
thought you had
trapper's
to know the
bodyguard?
person.
you
No, I'm
can
thinking of
you can
sensing.
specify who and what, and as long as you point in the right direction and you think of a
I
person.
think I'm pointing well.
No, that's fine. The message won't receive if you're not pointing at the right person.
Okay.
My point is just that in the span of time that you did it, and those two could still be in the same room. So one of them hears a message in their head and do something like facially weird, and then the other one also hears a message and they do something facially weird, and then the pair look at each other like, did you just...
Oh. Understood. They'll be fine. They can work it out. They've got time.
Yes. So, what are we doing?
Running after guards.
Waiting for people to get to me.
I
Come to
suppose
my
we will-
window.
I was gonna say, did you tell us it was outside?
No.
Never
Like, just got danger.
high
I didn't
voltage.
actually say what I was
I
gonna
guess
say.
I go back out into the hallway then.
No, I will have said. I didn't actually say what I was gonna say apart from to Vlad and whoever. Fishgari. Is this a limited thing? I've got food in my hand, so I can't click. Do I have like a certain amount of words?
What with message?
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, you can kind of keep using it, really.
Okay, I'll just keep using it. So, me and Lycoris found some blood. It is monster blood. We confirmed it. We licked it. Come outside. Out my window. Lycoris is gone with the guards. So has Trafalgar. We gotta get this thing.
Let's go, team.
Hurry up. And I'll stand away. Pacing backwards and forwards. Very impatient.
How far away have you said this?
Outside of my window.
And
Not too far.
Within 100 foot, right?
I think so.
yeah, but it also states that 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood blocks the spell.
Yep.
Just walk-
I'll go
spider-
back into my room. I'll spider climb into my room again. I will open the door, stand in the hallway, and then point at each door.
Why don't you shout at that point?
I'm a fucking wizard.
She wants to show off her powers.
Come stand over my bed and still.
See, the funny thing at that point as well is because message you do have to whisper a message to someone. She's still basically standing over you, saying to you, but quietly.
I quite literally spat out my tea then.
Psst.
I'm just laying in on the bed, just closed my eyes, resting.
I just told them outside my window still, so I'm gonna go back outside my window now that I've sent it.
Okay.
Anyone coming?
And I see you from my window.
Romeo.
Yeah.
Where art
Hello.
thou, Romeo?
I have to climb down. How do I get out?
Everyone's just gonna sigh.
I'll spider climb up to you and then carry you down.
It'll be like a 5-foot drop or something. You're like, no, let me carry you.
I will
Let me
carry
carry you, fair maiden.
Oh, it's actually quite a drop. It's like 15, 20 foot.
you.
Okay.
Everyone just opens his eyes, sighs, sits back up, puts his hands on his lap, just sighs again, and then just pushes himself up off the bed.
Estari's just muttering to herself, like, just one nice night out. Like,
Just one evening to be a princess for
Bre-
once.
Brewen's just walking to the door going,
I ain't gonna like a princess.
one night, I just want one night of good sleep in a bed, in a good comfortable bed again would be great.
Like
So
you and
excited that there's an
Mario on
adventure.
one wavelength.
And I got free drinks.
Where's Chloe at this point? Oh, there she is.
she's over there.
Outside my window. Again, I was holding duck in my hands, so I need to go wash them now. I can't see the map, I've just got my character sheet in front of it. I can't touch anything because I'll get duck on it.
I am viewing that Anessa is there eating while delivering all these messages herself.
Yeah, she got some chicken wings from the servants.
Yeah, so there's this blood
It
on
was
the wall.
really good.
And she's just like trying
Yeah,
to
the blood-
gesture, but it's got her hands full, just like.
The
That is what I
blood
was doing
blood
just
made
now
her
while I was eating my duck
Yeah.
leg.
I mean, we all know she has a thing for blood. She had that weird
Yep.
reaction to licking a blade at one point, so you never know.
Yeah,
God, that was a while ago.
It's been
that was so long
a
ago.
minute, yeah.
It's part of my consumption magic. It's
Console.
not a kink.
Whatever you tell yourself is absolutely fine.
I want to say before you drop me from there, are you on the floor at this point, Chloe?
Well, I've gotten all the way down where I would
You
Satari.
spider climbed, right?
Yeah. No, I spoke I'm up, got it, and
Yeah.
then jumped down, because why the fuck not?
Because
I
you'll
will
take
calm
falling
down.
damage.
20 foot.
No, I will have spider climbed.
Like, I can easily cover up any bullshit you guys want to do, but you have no capacity unless you do something about it. You will just go.
Estari's trying not to think about the duck grease marks on her dress.
Brewen's just gonna look down at Anessa and just say, I thought tonight was gonna be the night of where, we had a very nice peaceful one after being reunited and everything.
I don't think there is such thing as peace when we're all involved.
Of
And then-
Heroes don't
course.
get holidays.
She's going to put a Satari down, and she's going to get a wipe out and wipe her hands, and I'm going to go wash my hands. Bye!
Method acting.
As it's been a while, and I mean it has been a while, I'm going to do one of my favourite things. Wait, one second if I can bloody find.
Bam!
Sorry, I'm trying to remember my sheet again.
Bam!
I'll just say I don't remember any of my abilities.
I think it's that. Oh, okay, yeah, it is that. I'm just gonna after Anessa's remark of saying you expected a peaceful night, we've been through enough together, etc. And Bruin's just going to go, of course. And I'm just going to casually step up to the balcony edge, step over the railing, and just drop, and just my wings will fly out. Well, what's the word for it when they just casually come out?
Unfurl?
Yeah, let's go with that. And I'm just going to very casually, slowly descend down with my wings flapping like on the picture.
So, context first. Because Brewin's original body is no longer here, you don't have the joyous side effect of this moment being very awkward for you, because if you were in a Brewin's original body, the combination drug and magic and general affliction of your youth caused to you by Magnifolia will not kick in and cause your wings to deal irreparable damage to your body. So instead you just bamf out your wings like normal and land gently. I just wanted to give you that little tidbit, because if you didn't die, this would have been very awkward for you.
Wait, what happened to Brewin again, sorry?
Remember, Brewin died. The original body.
Yeah.
If you were still in that body, in this moment, it would have been very awkward for you, because...
in a body that's only just been resurrected that died.
Just give me a sec. Because your old body was abused to the point of madness and drugs and magic and all that other shit they were doing to you. If you came here in that body and you used your wings, you would have immediately been screwed.
Okay.
You were cursed, motherfucker. You were cursed. And to trigger that curse, you had to unleash your wings here, because your body was marked.
Oh.
And luckily, because you're not in the body that was marked, you don't have that curse. And
Escaped the flesh prison.
Escaped the flesh prison.
I was going to say, I still had a few tattoos, but nothing major.
This is a new body. Doesn't have the same regrets of the past.
Oh, fair enough.
So, because remember, Cliff, the one that you are, air quotes, is an entirely different ASMR.
Back!
That's true.
So he doesn't, he hasn't experienced what you experienced, so he hasn't been marked yet.
So technically I've got the memories of being marked and the pain, but I just don't have it existed on my current body.
It's not on your body, yeah, so the curse can't activate. It wasn't put into your soul, so it doesn't stay with you.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, that's the meta moment. They unfurl, you barely flap once as you slowly drift down and gingerly touch the ground with your feet as you look over toward your allies. You guys can see ahead of you, down a couple of small stairways leading toward the gardens, that Trafalgar is chasing after a large, bluish, kind of pale skinned creature that's got an elongated body. Two guards are flanking Trafalgar to chase after it. What do you guys do?
I'm already slightly behind the guards.
Okay.
I ran off already.
I'm more or less asking unless what's the here's and nows other than what she told us in the message.
Are you back, Chloe? You're still on mute. I'll assume she's dealing with cats then. If anyone else wants to answer that question.
I don't think anyone else can.
Yeah, we weren't there.
Like, Horse has already run off.
I guess we just start walking in the direction while discussing it with Anessa.
I love that you guys are casually walking when Lycoris and the guards are sprinting.
Well, it's because we just came
Yeah,
over
I was just
after.
asleep.
Yeah. I can't see on the map anymore.
Nope. Because you're not there yet.
Okay. Oh, you've changed maps.
Yeah, buddy.
That makes sense.
So those of you who are on the map, aka Lycoris, give me an initiative. Mm. Oof. I'll take over him for one day.
He got borrowed.
Oh, yes. Anything in my control gets borrowed.
Get borrowed, chuckle nuts.
If they're a named PC or PC established ally that stays with the party forever, then they're fucked. Okay, let me just set some things up. Do. Good old Tavern Mosaic. It's not going to play because it's a bitch. There we go.
Harry, stop beating your brother. Oi, stop it. He's trying to sleep. It's very rude.
I'm back. Sorry, I had to give Jet his injection as well because they wanted their tea early.
A bit of stabby.
He's hungry. Stop beating your brother. Oi!
I've also had to deal with that too because Pepper keeps trying to go after Luke.
He's gonna beat the shit out of you if you don't stop.
So, Lycoris, you are first as you run towards the centre square of the gardens. You see Trafalgar, the two blades attached by a long chain in his hands, staring toward the creature. There is a weird energy about Trafalgar, but to be fair, there's always weird energies with you lot. You see as this, it's almost like a gathering of dust is forming along his back in the shape of a cloak. The two guards in front of you, both swords drawn, looking forward, shields raised, preparing to fight the creature. But similarly, they also have a weird energy to them, but theirs isn't physically manifesting like Trafalgar's is. What do you want to do?
I will. I'm gonna stand back with my sword readied for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll move forward to about here. And then wait with my sword readied, because I assume the guards or something have a plan of attack.
So,
I'll hold an attack in case it comes for me.
speaking of that, as you end your movement there, you hear the sound of something ghoulish suddenly lunge at you from behind as a creature jumps out from the bush to strike at you. Let me just find where he is quick, because I can't fucking figure out where he went. There he is. He's very ghastly and ghoulish. He's going to strike you with his claws.
Very rude.
I know. 19 to hit, 6 slashing damage.
Rude.
Now, there's a fun thing here. In this shape, you're not considered undead. But there is quite easily an argument that can be made about your other self and your general being. So, you have to make a Constitution saving throw, but because of what you are, make it with advantage.
20.
Very nice. So of course, succeeds. As the creature slashes down your back with a surprise, you feel this stiffness start to build in your back for a second, and a part of your upper arm starts to feel weak and lax, but then you grip onto your blade with white hot knuckles, turn around, and you see the creature behind you looking at you confused. Its face says humanoid, but its entire frame is weirdly muscular, slender, but also like broken in some places. Like its rib cages look a little bit extended out more than they should be, and the creature does have some kind of air of undeath about it. At the same time, because you are now in view, you notice the other one that's currently poking its head out waiting on the other side.
Can I stab the one that attacked me because I had an action readied?
Yes, because it is still technically your turn.
I get 2 attacks because I forget how nice it is to be a fighter.
I'm just gonna. I'll have to check myself with that, but I'm pretty sure with attack.
Is it just the one?
No, you can do 2. It's still your turn. I was just gonna say because reactions I think only allow 1, but I don't exactly know how that works. Which is I'm like 60% sure.
I stabbed twice because, ow, that was rude.
Exactly. So do. So do you see total of 23? So you cleave the first. You slash down across the stomach. The second, you slash along one of the arms. And it's made of something sturdy, but because solely of the fact of your weapon, the creature isn't resisting. It doesn't have a resistance anyway, but it feels like you're cutting through butter, but at the same time something pushes the blade away as it cuts. And the creature is already heavily wounded with large bleeding marks across its body as it's been drawn into Sin Eater to restore you with.
Oh yeah, I get restored. I forgot about that.
Yeah, baby.
Nice. How many do I get back? Oh, I've got to read the
You'll
text.
have enough. You get 5 from the first, 6 from the second, so you usually have enough.
Ooh, back to full health. Nice.
Sin Eater, baby. Okay, is that you?
Yeah.
So the knights are gonna step forward. Trafalgar's going to point forward to the big one, and his eyes they'll dull a little bit. The irises will turn a very light grey as opposed to his natural gold, as he points with some form of imbuing enmity toward the creature. The knights they stand in front of him, blades drawn. Sees the one down here, and then they separate. They're going to attack. So longsword 1, and I don't know why that's on GM. Longsword 2. That does hit, thankfully. So slashy that one, and he takes a little bit of slashy too. So they rush over, swing blades down onto the pair of the creatures. Similar thing, the blade makes contact, does a little bit of damage, but it's like the creature is pulling its muscles to the point of tautness and repelling the blade as it impacts. That is the knights. And now, the big boy at the back. Its entire frame starts to bulge a little bit. It seems like it's getting a little bit stronger, but then it tilts its head, its form shrinks back down to a taller but slender form, and it rushes forward to Trafalgar. with a large frame and large strides. And it's going to firstly give it a clickety claw. Ooh, big damage. I've got to remember what Trafalgar does. Uncanny dodge. So the creature flies forward, slashes backhand almost. Trafalgar, a large swipe, dealing what would have been 18 damage, but because he has uncanny dodge, he takes 9. Has to make a constitution. That is a success. And that is, I think, the creature. Let me just check something. Okay. And that's the creature. As Trafalgar's turn comes around, you three rushing from the house, or slowly walking, whichever it was, make your way to the tops of the steps. Each of you give me initiative, please, and we will see who gets to go next.
Yo-ho-ho. I just need to find the token. There we go.
Me gun.
GBRB'd.
Oh, so she did. Okay, well, that works either way. Put you there. Put you there. Trafalgar looking forward. The blade's drawn is just going to shout to you all. All you do me a favour and don't go near it. The big one and I have a problem, and I'm gonna solve the fucking thing. Twirls the blades and lunges up at it, and is going to try and strictly strike it with the Lawbreaker. Now, let me just double check everything is good and right before
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
breaking the law, breaking the law.
Oh,
that's
no,
Atari.
my
That's
god.
Fine by
Atari.
me.
Esatari's startled by what she sees.
It's like,
She was
In
just going to the toilet and came back to a fight, okay?
Ashen Malice. So, we'll go again.
Oh, 29. Nice.
It's the same levels as what your fucking Sin Eater can do, except with one attack. Risk it all, baby. So, with the way his works, he can transmute the damage type from basic slashing to necrotic poison or acid to deal with big fuckers like this, but he doesn't need to because it does not resist. So, whippity wappity, flim flom flappity. 31. As he leaps up at it, swings the blade down, one of the sides of the daggers gouging into the creature's shoulder. He then pulls himself down with it, stabs the creature into the side of the neck with the other one, and then kicks off, pulling both blades free, landing down gently. You see, the creature, the parts that have been stabbed start to have this fizzling effect, where the parts that were stabbed start to break away like dust, and it seems to recoil confused, and its body's making jerked motions as if it's suddenly having a fit. Trafalgar, looking up at the thing that is back down on the ground. For those of you at the back, you can see his hands are shaking in fury, and they are white hot with how tightly he is gripping the pair of blades. But it is his turn. Licorice.
I will smack the one next to me.
Yes.
1.
Miss. Oh wait.
Poof.
That second one misses, that first one hits. To be more specific, the first one kills.
Oh, lovely.
But let me just check a thing. First give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, man. 13.
That succeeds. So,
Yay!
being in proximity of the creature, you notice it has a very foul odour coming off of it. But luckily, you kill it before it starts to affect you. Whoosh! A nice slash and the creature's body falls to bits. And crumples into ashes on the ground.
Well, I will give the other guy a wide berth.
Mhm.
The big guy. And I'm just going to move round to this one ready to... I'm not in the wall, but that's...
You would have your second attack, 'cause your first one killed.
Ah, I smack it then.
And that hits. So, bippity bappity. Okay. As you cleave the first, it falls to pieces. You rush over toward the next. Swipe into it. The creature screeches while it's still kind of like half in the bush. And its claws prepare to dig out toward you. Is that your turn?
I'll use my bonus action to psychically link to it as well. Because I've damaged it.
Nice.
And that is my turn. And I will be about to put the cat's bed.
Okay. So the Knights, they are gonna go running round and go stab, stab, stabby, stab, stab, stab. Boop, boop. Oh. Okay. Bereaving.
Hello.
It is you.
If I remember right, Aaron looked back and said we are not to touch the big boy.
Yes.
Fair enough. I'm going to... sorry, I was just looking for a certain spell and remembering what it was. I was like, ooh, what's that?
Lee, what spells do I have access to again? It was the wizard spells and what else?
Warlock, I believe.
Thank you.
Right, just for the sake of keeping things.
Ye-
Actually, oh, that's an interesting thing, actually. No, I need to save things. I'm just going to firebolt it. I'm going to firebolt that one. Which I
Okay.
can just about see. Eh?
You'll have the attack roll in the middle of your sheet.
Yeah, I know, but that's true.
Yeah. Oh, that just misses. You, as soon as the bolt flies past, the creature's head falling back into the brush. One of the guards just goes, "Oh no, not the shrubbery! Watch where you fire that!"
I'm just going to look at my hand, sigh, and just say, I know I should have gotten some sleep.
Mm.
Finally, a god who appreciates the plant life.
Added to harem.
Instant
Added to
conquest.
harem.
It's like adding to basket
I'll take that one, please.
Okay, yeah. I'll just hover slightly off the floor and fly in the air slightly. Let's go with 10 feet.
Okay. Let me give you the wing token thing, just so we know what you're doing.
The winged token thing. I like how you made that rhyme.
Oh yeah, boy. Is that you?
Yep, that would be me.
Do. Anessa.
Hello. Okay.
Also, Astari, I'm upgrading you. There you go. Because I technically
That's a big
skipped you
upgrade.
earlier. Yes.
I assumed it's because it would have been weird to suddenly jump to the front of the queue by getting the lowest score.
Well, you were after Trafalgar, who's had a turn.
Yeah, but we'd
but-
only just arrived.
But that's fine. I'm upgrading because I want to.
You just want to make me do stuff.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct.
Anessa.
Okay, so I need to stop making characters with no dark vision.
Oh, you got no dark vision on an Esser either?
Nope. I can see a little bit, but I don't really know why I can see a little bit. But I can see some kind of shadowy figures over here. That's it.
That's Trafalgar.
That one, yeah. So, I'm gonna do me.
She's got a gun.
Where was it? I've got too many spells. I'm not complaining about the amount of spells. I just have
A lot of options.
through.
Choice
And I
paralysis.
found, and I've got them across 2 sheets. That's why I was asking, because I'm going to consolidate them all into one. Because I've got different ones on different sheets. Where was it gone?
You have a gun?
No, I found
Where
where
is
it
it?
was. And I was asking-
She's got a gun.
That would be so good. Yes, I've multiclassed into a
Artificer.
gunslinger.
Least like, what
Yeah.
spell was that from?
It's like, hey, there are
There it
guns,
is.
but no.
I had it open on my actual spell sheet. Right, I'm gonna do a flaming spear, please. A spear. Oh my
Sphere.
god. My mind today, I've been so clumsy. I've done so many things wrong. And now I've said spear. Ah.
I am my god's spear. It's Shadowheart.
I'm the one with the spear.
I'm the spear around here.
Here's a tip and a spear behind it.
I made a flaming spear so that I can see. I said spear again because you guys say spear too.
It's a spear. God, the amount of spit spray you get when you say it like that. Just,
Oh dear.
20 foot. And an additional 20 foot. Give
Not sure if you said oh dear or oh spear.
Oh, spear.
So,
Oh, spear.
Oh, spear.
Hiya, spear thingy.
Oh, spear, oh, spear.
Where is my flaming spear?
Oh, spear melody.
Do I get to
no.
control it?
Yes.
Oh my god, it's purple! I have purple fire. I think it's purple anyway.
It was supposed to be red, but honestly, it's really difficult to make a blue,
yeah.
watery object look
Well,
fucking hot.
It looks like it's pink and
You
purple.
can put
It's
it in the
pink and
kettle.
purple flame, and it's on brand for Nessa.
Yes.
So, it's my action to conjure it, yes.
Yes.
As a bonus action, you can move the sphere up to 30 feet. Can I do that with my bonus action?
No.
Why?
Because, shut up. Yeah, of course you can.
Yay! So, it doesn't have to move in a straight line or anything, does it?
No.
Okay.
Just,
Well.
just as a general knowledge, I don't care if it's not the case. You can, while moving it, you can hit someone with it.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna ram it into the big thing,
Twist it,
Wow.
twist it, pop it.
which means it's got to take a saving throw
See them
against
through
the fish.
16.
Oh, hold on.
It says it. It says it on the thing.
16.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I thought you said you rolled 16.
No, it
So
says
it's
it. It says it
like,
on
yeah.
the on your
Oh
spell
yeah,
description.
it does. Oh my god.
He got a 15.
So 2d6 fire damage.
Fear damage.
2d6 go. Oh my god. Oh well.
I mean, still at least somewhat average.
At least I can see. That's the bonus too.
Yeah.
Well, really, I can see was the main thing.
I can see.
The
I can
damage,
fight.
The damage is the bonus. Everyone can see. Does it seem like it is not liking the light at all?
It does not seem to care too much.
Okay, well, I just thought if it's like a...
There is that typical... Well, to be fair, it's behind it, attacking it as well at the moment. But as it gets rammed by the fire along its leg, it turns around slightly. There is that moment of like where it has to like blinker its eyes for a second. But it doesn't have a statistical debuff, no.
Okay.
Is that you?
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna stay here.
Is it Dari?
I can only see the two enemies, and Trafalgar seems to want this one, and that one's getting pretty much pummeled. Sorry. I would like to cast my Aura of Purity.
Ooh.
Respect my purity.
Respect my purity.
So, all the non-hostiles can't become diseased, resistant to poison, advantage against blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned.
Very nice.
Which is simply a buff.
Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you centered on you. Nice.
So I will try and encapsulate everybody. And it is an action, so I cannot attack.
Everybody is encapsulated in your pure radiant light. And the creatures, they kind of start like wincing a little bit.
And purely because I don't have many bonus actions, I will also do my sorry. Is that a bonus action?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
As you flicker your eyes, in the small spaces between your eyelids closing and opening again, the change of how you see the world is night and day. Almost literally, as when you close your eyes, there is night. When you open them again and activate Whimsy Eye, and you look around, there is thousands upon thousands of streams of colour and light and warmth all around you, mostly in the sky. It's like many thousands of tethers of vines of energy are emitting from this place and other places in Janasta, and they're all moving up toward the sky where they all conjoin and lead into the distance towards where the beautiful golden sun Genesis is.
Nice. That is all I can do.
Okay. The ghast. It wincing, a bit shocked with pain, and generally concerned and confused. You see as its mouth, the tongue fully lolled out as it is in the picture, the creature makes weird sounds. It goes and then it gets frustrated, and it's going to attack the guards each with a claw.
It said Trafalgar.
Good done.
Not the gods.
The guard to the right.
Guard.
The guard to the right is immediately slain.
Was that the one?
It was the one.
No!
As the claw, the creature holding its head with one hand, its claw moving toward its face to grip it. As it says those words, its head seems to go very veiny, and it gets so confused and so angered. It swings both of its hands down, the claws raking down toward the pair. The one to the left manages to throw the shield in the way and block a lot of the impact, being pushed to his knee, but the one to the right, he blocks it, but the shield is knocked down, and then the claws rake through the armour, digging into his chest, peeling him apart and throwing him to the side. The creature then grips its head again, confused and irritable, and then it's done.
Who'd have- He's letting off fireworks this time.
White people.
Yeah. Fuckers.
Yeah, Trafalgar looks up toward it. His expression has gone from slight hardiness and that neutral battle wariness to slight irksomeness, similar to when he and Lycoris are fighting, but he looks worn out. Twirls the blades, grabs the handles, looks up and lunges up at the creature, and it's going to try and strike it with a bing bang boom. And just double checking there isn't anything else he can do, because his whole thing is for the undead. Same creature, blah blah blah, sneak attack, blah blah blah. Okay. And that is him. As he strikes the creature, he slashes from the scalp down across one of the eyes. The creature blinks at the exact moment. Part of the eyelid is ripped in half. Part of the eye itself is carved. The creature grabs that part of its face, and as a reaction is going to swing wildly at everyone in 5 feet. So he will attack with disadvantage. Boopity. Good thing it's with disadvantage, because that was a 20. As he swings out, the guard, once again already on his knee, sees the creature swinging, throws the shield in front of himself that takes the brunt for him, and he's pushed back a couple of inches, stopping just before making a physical contact with you, Lycoris. He then stands up. Trafalgar, however, gets hit and knocked back 5 feet. And he's going to take a speck of damage, which he, since it's his turn, uses his reaction to half to 8. And a constitution. And he is good! After that, he's going to throw his hand to the left, not even looking at the ghast. He's going to use Wail of the Dead. Or Wails from the Grave, even. So he can roll 3d6, and since I'm hoping we don't roll nothing, that'll do it. As he throws his hand to the left, there is this faint sound of cries of the sorely departed that you just about make out emanating from the creature's ears, Lycoris, before its body evaporates into dust. Trafalgar then steps forward once more, looks up at the creature. I told you, get back to your fucking grave, or I'm gonna rip you out of this world. You know the rules. And he'll end his turn. Lycoris.
Are we meant to be attacking this, or...?
He said he would prefer to deal with it, but it's up to you.
I will move here. So I'm near him and the guard.
Mm-hmm.
And I will just hold an action to block someone if they get attacked. But I won't actively attack it.
Okay.
I'll hold an action to be defensive on other people's behalf.
Okay. So the knight, he will move between you two and do the same.
Bro, we should flank him. You should be on the other side, you idiot.
He's trying to be wary of the friends. And he's here to protect the male of the house and all that. Bruin.
I'm just gonna sort of like be flying, and I'm just gonna sort of like lean back a little bit while still maintaining wing flaps, and just look to Trafalgar and just say, "Why are we here? You're not just showing off in front of us, are you?"
He doesn't turn around. He keeps blades in hand, looking up at the creature. His demeanor has shifted to a slightly more neutral as he waits for a response from the creature. As you say that, he says in return, "Just stay there. Let me get the final blow. I'll tell you afterward."
Okay. I'm just gonna stay flying and. I am gonna do something that. I'm gonna try something a bit odd here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna move slightly closer and down. Well, let's see. What is the range on this? I said I flew 10 feet up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so what have I got in the form of this? Oh, that's perfect. I'm gonna fly next to Esatari, to where the guy has just died. Wait, why is it snapping me there? That's weird. Okay, well, fine, I'm here by the looks of it. And I'm gonna cast Revivify on the guy who's just died.
Let me just check a few things. Okay. Very nice. So, as you fly over, place your hands down onto him. What do you think of? What do you say? Or what is the emotion you feel in the moment?
I feel sorrow, because I look at a lifeless man whose job it is to protect someone of the family, yet put his life on the line doing so, but in such a way that is unbefitting.
Okay.
Can anyone help him? Because I was gonna spare the dying him. Like, assist with the revivify. Oh, we're still in combat, I think.
We're still in combat.
We're still in combat. So, with that emotion in mind, hand on him, the helmet is still on his head, but you can see the giant claw marks that have dug into his chest start to fill enough to restore him to life. You see that heavy scars remain on his chest, impaling and proof of this moment. but you see as energy from your body, as your body begins to illuminate multiple rays of gold. This energy fills him for a moment, and you see, along where his scars are, the lines outlining those scars are golden for a moment, as his body is restored enough that he can be returned to life from death. And as he is restored, you suddenly see as the body jolts and a gasp of air is drawn, and the head looks around with deep confusion. Obviously this is in essence a 6-second thing, so I'll tell you more when a couple more turns have passed. But for the moment you see he jolts back to life. 1 HP. He looks up towards you, instinctively seeming to know. Anessa.
Yes.
Oh, actually, sorry, quick interruption, because I usually forget to say these things. Esatari, as he causes that revivify, that golden energy that's peeling off of him, that's being drawn into the sky, you see after it's done its job, your eye sees it drift into the sky, a golden light that moves up toward the sky, but it doesn't follow the rest of the lights. It goes right up to the stars itself, until eventually your eyes can no longer see it, as if itself is becoming a star somewhere. But yeah, Anessa.
Did we hear Trafalgar saying that he wants to deal with the thing himself?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I confirmed this.
Okay. Well, in that case then, I shall... I'd like to do my analyze, please.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Your anal eyes.
My analyze. Yes, so I think I'd like to see a racial ability to try and see if it, if I can tell what kind of creature it is.
Just checking a thing real quick. What kind of creature it is, did you say?
Yeah, that's not one of my things though, so I thought if I
No,
saw
that's absolutely fine.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, with the level you're at, I should have probably added it by now, but yeah.
Eee.
It is undead. It has 2 abilities. Pick 1 or 2.
2.
Turn Defiance. You and any ghouls in 30 feet have advantage on saves against effects that turn undead.
Interesting. So it says you are any ghouls, so it's too big to be a ghoul, right?
Well,
Doesn't look like a ghoul.
hmm?
Unless it's a Lord of the Rings style ghoul, or is it a ghoul? A big ghoul?
Well,
Big ghoul's blouse. Can I tell?
I'll say with Analyze, you can see that the creature is what's known as a ghast, which are capable of creating ghouls, if they,
Interesting.
or at least in the case of this one anyway, it has a specific ability to create ghasts.
A creature is a ghast that can create ghouls. So that other creature that was there before would have been a ghoul. And he told it to go back to its grave, didn't he? So, do I know anything about ghast? About, like, if it goes back, if it's listening to Trafalgar, isn't it?
It's just not had its turn yet, so you're not
Oh
sure.
right, okay. Well, do I know anything about if it has like if it goes back to its resting place? Like, is it like
Make a religion check.
Okay, I'm wondering if it's kind of like something that has inhabited someone who had died,
Or a history check, sorry.
something like that. Oh, okay. Well, they're both the same. I'll do history because I like history better than religion. I was nearly a 20.
It wouldn't be too far out of the ordinary for something undead to have taken over a host.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular situation, since this creature has some kind of capacity to turn things into other things, it could be the case that, yeah, it took over someone's body. And maybe there's no way to reverse it. That's why he's telling it to go back to a grave. But from what you know of Trafalgar and his family, they worship Kalimvor, which he is vehemently against undead being allowed to live.
Okay. Everything's fucking concentration. I'll just shout out and say, do you need it restraining? and wait for a reply, I suppose. I'm asking Trafalgar, since he seems familiar with this thing.
Don't bother. If it attacks, we'll just kill the fucking thing.
Okay, so he has no attachment to it. Okay. Well, I still have an action left, but unless you want me to count shouting out like that as an action.
No, God, no.
Okay. Because I already have a bonus action as well. Everything's concentration. Why is it a concentration? So we're not attacking. Probably can't make friends with it. Okay, I think I will hold my action then. Am I allowed to do that even if I've had a bonus action?
Yeah, of course you are.
Okay, so I'll hold my action for if it starts to attack anyone, and the action I am going to hold is a burning hand, and it is a cone, so I'll move somewhere where I'm gonna not get people.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, if there, does that work?
Yeah, just angle it.
Will it just not?
You
Yeah,
might
if I do
burn
it
the
like that way.
you might burn the brush, but you know.
Oh, the poor soldier. Did he come back?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna have to have
Sorry.
words.
Well, I think he'll probably have a newfound, at least some life, so I don't think he'll care that much about the plants anymore. But yes, that is my turn. I'll hold my action if it attacks. But I need to go and check on the cats because they don't like fireworks. And they're doing fireworks lighting off because people are dickheads.
Mm-hmm.
So, if it attacks, then please do my burning hands for me.
Yes.
I'll be quick.
Then, Esatare, you have started in the range of the creature. Give me a Constitution save.
Oh. Is it for any of the things that my aura helps with?
That, actually, I believe. Yes. So, never mind, because you're immune to it anyway.
Cool. Like, it just does, like, advantage. It's only immune for, like, poisoning, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing it's trying to apply.
Get fucked.
Default.
Well, I was going to ask if I could try and move the severely injured, previously dead knight,
Yes.
like, kind of around the hedge a bit. I don't want to interrupt his healing miracle.
Yes.
But can I
You
try
can. You see that Revivify is very powerful. But it does very little for restoring the host fully. He is alive and conscious. As soon as Brewin's hand has moved away, you see the guy's eyes is looking toward Brewin, and he's trying to let air escape to talk. And in that very same moment, she's like, "Okay, we're just going to take you away now." As you start pulling him away.
As I do, I'll like speak into his mind, saying like, "It's okay. It's gonna be fine."
You hear him say out loud, "I'm not even going to question what that is right now."
Yeah, just try and tuck him somewhere that's hopefully not gonna like have him die immediately again.
So 10, 20, 30. Okay. Is that you?
That is me.
The Grust is going to make a... There's not technically a sanity roll for this, so I'm going to go for wisdom. I'll do it to public.
Hey, I'm back.
Hello, Beck.
My name, don't wear it out.
So, the creature, still gripping its head, confused, slashed to bits, it looks on its last knee. Then,
How many knees does it have?
6.
Oh, damn.
Knees galore, baby. It suddenly lowers its arms to its side, leans forward a little bit, looks down at Trafalgar, and with a clear tone, but its mouth doesn't move, it just remains open as it does in the image, but words do come from it with no lip movement, no cheek movement, but words emanate. You're back, and still alive, and still touching the cloth of Kalemvor. Oh wait, you were the black sheep of the family. So this must be new for you. Little Trafalgar finally found his way. The delicious enmity I can feel coming off of you. Interesting. I see you've still not fully embraced this new path. The eyes drift around and look at all of you, battle ready and manoeuvring. You've made friends! Now, if only your father were here, he might be proud of his little boy. Would you like to speak to him? The mixed fury and restraint of Trafalgar, as you can see his hands are fully shaking and his eyes are death staring into the creature's own. He says nothing. It seems like there is something he needs from the creature while it's in this state, but he can't currently bring himself to speak with it, as any one motion, any one word could be enough for him to finish this fight here and now. What's the matter? Is it all a bit too much? Getting a little bit older, you know. Your kind don't live for very long. Do you not want to have a word with little daddy? I can bring him out if you want it. You just have to say pretty please. The eyebrow, though browless, raises. Trafalgar is going to make a sanity save. Nope.
Oh no.
So the creature says, "Come on, you wouldn't hit me. I'm the only link to your..." And then an immediate jump toward the creature. You see the fury in his face, the teeth being bitten down on, as he stabs the creature directly into the forehead and then slices down. And as he slices down, you see the creature starts to break apart into the ash. Like, the skin layer turns ash grey, and the entire frame turns that colour at once. The blade's still impaled into his head. And in the split second before Trafalgar starts to fall, the body, now lifeless, but the eyes snap and look at him. The face falls into a sinister, sickening grin, and then the body snaps to dust. And Trafalgar lands in its place. As he lands in its place, the dust kicks up, and it starts to swirl around him for a second, and then seems to sink into this ashen cloak that has appeared along his back, appearing more prominently, visually now. Trafalgar with the blades, he lets go of them and they disappear. He then takes a deep exhale. His face goes from rage to surrender. Then he turns around and begins walking toward the house. He walks towards you, Brewin. His eyes are looking at you, but it doesn't feel like he's really looking to you. It feels like his eyes are moving through you. He shuffles a little around you to the left, and then moves around the back of you to continue the path forward.
Before he gets any further, I'm just gonna, well, at that step, I'm just gonna not face him, but I'm just gonna raise my voice a little bit and just say, "Didn't you say you owe us an explanation?"
He stops as he moves around you,
Yeah, what the fuck happened to your cloak?
and then
Sorry, what the fuck happened to your cloak?
his eyes still facing forward, looking at nothing. He just says, "It's a long story that I remembered very, very recently, and I am not in the mood at this moment. That," he exhales deep, "that was the monster that took my father's soul, and I just went and fucking killed it. See, the thing about creatures like that, though, whatever they take, they keep. And I just sent him back to wherever the fuck he came from. He might come back, he might not." He pulls his hands up, looks at them, and Lawbreaker appears in his hands. "But thanks to these, I don't think he can. I thought with the power that they have, I could separate the deal between him and my father and allow him to come back. But I didn't get to ask him. I didn't. And I let my fucking anger, my paranoia, all of my usual stupid fucking traits." He drops the blades, and you see this time they actually hit the ground. I always fucking... I don't even know anymore. Don't... Just leave me alone for a bit.
Everyone just says nothing and just stays looking forward.
He then walks at a slightly faster pace, and eventually he leaves the area. You see Lawbreaker is still on the ground. The twin blades carried by a burdening chain. As he leaves the area, you all look around for a moment. Those creatures are gone. What do you want to do?
I sort of look to the other soldier next to. Who should I ask?
The one who likes
I'm
the
gonna-
plants.
I'm going to ask the soldier next to Lycoris, because he probably seems more in ship-shape order and not mentally taxed due to dying and being revived.
Yeah, he's full
And
health and everything. His shield's a bit fucked, but
I'm just going to look to him, look to the shield, and then look back and just say, well, as the young sire isn't much for talking at the moment, would you care to clue us in?
he pulls the helmet off of his head, places it down on the ground to his right. You see, he has golden eyes, much like most Aranea do. He looks at you and says, that's... well, you're known enough by the family, so I suppose I'm at leisure to tell you, as you have just aided us. When young Master Trafalgar was younger, he learned of his father consorting with an undead entity known as Rathala. For what I was aware of, the creature was some form of greater ghast, a creator of ghouls and junior ghasts alike. I had never seen it personally, but I knew of its existence. The deal was that the family would continue its prosperity, its riches, as they had been falling into something of a downhill, and the creature would take his, his soul when he would pass. It seemed the young master had fallen rather upset when he'd learned of this. There had been some health concerns, so a court mage was paid to come here when the money had started coming in again, to help alleviate that concerning event of time by modifying his thoughts and memories to forget it. I'm assuming, upon encountering the creature in the crypt when he went to say hello to his father earlier today, that it all brought it back. A fickle thing is memory. And, well, whatever the young master's new abilities in connection with Kalemvor is, I assume he thought he could do something about it. But wouldn't you be a bit jumpy with the one that took your father from you?
Well, I think most people would, unless they had an unhealthy relationship.
As far as I'm aware, the boy had a pretty decent one with his mother and father while he was young, and sometime after his modification he got a little strange for a while, and then eventually when he grew up, later teens as it usually happens, or earlier, he became a little distant. And then that's when he became the black sheep of the Dayrat family.
Hmm. I'm just not gonna say not gonna say much else, but Brewin will just say, "Well, I'm going to assume that with this matter just unfolding here, that lady of the house is going to be informed of this."
Yes, the creature has appeared a small handful of times before, though before it's only ever frightened guests. It's sort of like a house myth, something that just appears every now and again to be annoying and move portraits, or appear through the floorboards, or that kind of thing. It's been rather foolish. There has been once where a ghoul has appeared on the land and attacked, but we have dealt with it swiftly. The lady has asked that we keep people out of the house that cannot protect themselves. I assume that she knew of your skill. That's why you remain here.
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, firstly, all this aside, I wish to thank you. You restored one of my soldiers. I'm not fully certain of the scope of your power, but were you not here, I don't think we could have restored him in time. Thank you.
No worries. It feels unright for me to see someone so just to go down dying at what I feel is not quite the wrong time. Well, not quite the right time for it.
Indeed. A young man especially should not die in vain. Now, should we return?
Yes, we only left our quarters due to hearing the noise, the ruckus, and, well, everything that unfolded here.
He nods, looks over to the other guy, starts to walk over toward him, kneels down and pulls the helmet off of him. Similarly, golden eyes, a much younger man, looks down at him and says, "Now, how are we doing? Are you okay to walk?"
During that conversation, Estari will have done a cure wounds on him.
Ah. Jeez, big power.
Yeah.
So, as you heal him, similarly, he's like fully energy lost, and then you cure wounds him. A lot of the wounds he sustained have been filled only for the sake of allowing him to be restored to life. You see, as you restore his vitality, the scarring fades quite a bit, and he looks very confused but overjoyed as he quickly throws himself up and goes, I feel kind of amazing." He turns around while still sat down and looks at you. "Who? You see his eyes slowly drift up and look you in the eyes, and he goes, uh, thank you, ma'am."
You're quite welcome. Your words of feeling for the hedges really touched me.
I'm gonna walk over and with an eyebrow very thoroughly raised at hearing that comment.
Your true hero is behind you.
Turns around, looks at you, immediately points at you and goes, "You're the one who nearly burnt the bushes!"
I sort of give a sort of like a head tilt and a bit of a quirked smile with the eyebrows still raised and just say, "You almost died, but I prevented you from dying, so you're welcome." And I'm just going to walk next to him, and I'm just going to say, "You may seem very invigorated and very energetic right now, but I would take it easy, because otherwise you may just feel very queasy and, well, you'll lose all that energy you have right now, so take it easy."
As you finish that sentence, the other guard claps him over the back of the head. "And I swear to God, if you ever do something like that again, jumping in front of a creature that big, we are never going to... Just be goddamn careful."
They're lovers, I ship it. Now, kiss!
Hey, that's your headcanon.
Yep. I'm here for it. It's either harem or it's his, like, one or the other.
Or both.
He's not allowed to be a strong, independent boy.
No. I've been watching way too much Bridgerton for that. Everyone ends up together.
So, as he picks him up, he doesn't, like, guide him or anything, but he stands close to him just in case he does stumble.
Yeah, he does.
As well, like Chorus, as you kick the chain, it does move forward a little bit, but you get this shock reaction run up your body. Your entire body feels like it stiffens for a second, and then snap.
I'm gonna internally tell the sword, be like, yes, I know you don't like it, but
There's almost like the physical equivalent of a cat hissing at you as you say that. Just like this shrill feeling.
I'm just gently nudging it back towards the house with my foot. In the hope that someone is going to see me nudging it and pick it up on my behalf. But I feel like if I pick it up, my sword's gonna kill me itself.
Could pick it up.
I don't want to pick it up.
I just pick it up. Let's go.
And this is like, ooh, free daggers.
Yeah, let's go.
As you pick it up,
Oh no.
grab one of the daggers and pick it up. It's all fine. Grab the other dagger, holding them both in one hand. As you're walking along with it, there's this sensation that kind of... You feel something weirdly kindred about it. And you kind of look down at them. You can naturally feel the magical energy that is within it. It's a fracture, you know that. And similar to the decanter that you have, it has this feeling of more than it is. It's larger than life. With the blades, however, you feel something more personal. It feels like this is something you've been missing. And as you feel that, the decanter, wherever it is at the moment, your senses seem to slip away from it, and you notice its absence. But in that place, this weird connection you have with the Lawbreaker slips in just a little bit. Now, question. I'm going to try to be vague, but the general idea is there, and it's also not very subtle technically. Life and death are a perfect coin. You can flip it and someone can live, or you can flip it and someone will die. Conversely, order and disorder are just as easily to create. With law, there's always disorder, and survival and freedom. With law, there can be stability, there can be neutrality, there can be continuity. With the power of something like Lawbreaker, you can decide what continues and what doesn't, what's true and what's false. With your decanter, the assumption is it can help you with life and death. And given what you yourself as a blue mage can do, it could be a perfect tool if you can figure out how to work it properly. So the question for you is, what sounds more enticing to Anessa?
Oh no! It's like picking between the wizard and
The rogue?
the rogue, yeah. So I'm like,
I will let you know, it will not affect any of that in the slightest. It's just what they can do as
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, which one do I want to have the connection with?
Which one sounds better to Anessa? Don't worry about what you're connected with.
Okay.
Would she prefer essentially alchemy, control over life and death?
Mm-hmm.
Or would she prefer to break the rules?
I wanna go to school. I just wanna break the rules. Whoa.
As an example, because
They're all very tempting.
you all will have a loose idea what your stuff can do.
Yeah.
Your decanter, it's the fracture of life. There is plenty of things you can do with life if you know how to control it, or if you know how to create it, if you know how to shape it, mold it, lick it, stick it, etc. Lawbreaker, for an example, bop it. Lawbreaker, for an example, can, if you know how to use it, break the rule that your mother is capable of using magic, for example. It can also remove the rules of laws itself, if you know how to stab it. It can also stop other fractures' powers, if you can stab it. Or, if you get strong enough with Lawbreaker, maybe you don't even have to stab it, maybe you have to think of it.
Interesting. So, I've read through Capsa again, the decanter, and I was
That's
thinking...
not everything, by the way. It goes without saying.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking that it might suit someone like Esatari or Brewin as well. Or I could give it to Vlad, ha ha ha.
Well, Brewin...
Is that something that I could do? Like, give
Brewin,
it across...
As far as you guys know, fractures are one per person. No one has tried to have two.
I could try. No. Who else has a fracture? Brewin does one.
Esatari doesn't.
I was thinking Esatari doesn't have one, and since it's a life thing, I feel like it would suit her. Because it also has, like, attacks as well, doesn't it?
Mm.
That you can have. But it also can provide healing and shields, so... And I feel like maybe she would be able to see what else it does too. But I also really like it. I feel like I don't use it enough though, because I've got loads of spells. So Am I able to pass the connection along?
Can try.
Like if I just. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, she's never had the decanter in her hands.
No. So. I'll walk across to Esatari with my little fireball following me. I'm gonna hold Lawbreaker in one hand, well, one of the blades, and the decanter in the other, and I'll hold out the decanter to her and see what happens.
Esatari.
Harry's just very confused.
I was going to say, she literally walks up to you,
Just
holds it out in front of you.
Yep.
It's like, here, sorry, I'm carrying the daggers. I can't carry this anymore. Like,
She's saying, touch my jug.
Touch my jugs, girl.
she was beginning to reach out for it, and then she pulls her hand back.
No, I didn't say it.
Yes? It's a very pretty decanter.
It's very pretty, yeah.
Yes.
I feel like I can't carry the two. And I thought it might make quite a welcome gift.
Thank you, I suppose. I've got space in my bag. Yeah, I
No,
can.
just hold it. Just hold it. For now. And I'm gonna be looking at the decanter really intently. As I pass it across to her, just like, what's it gonna do? What's it gonna do?
Lee, am I witness to this happening at the moment?
You can hear the sounds of their footsteps stop and then just whispering behind you.
Can I turn around to see what's happening?
Yeah, you turn around, you see she's holding the jug out toward her. Esther looking slightly confused.
Do I see that she's holding Lawbreaker?
Yeah, and Esther's holding it in her other hand.
I like chorus.
Wandering around, you guys are all chatting.
I'm just gonna walk in a bit closer and just say, "What you guys doing there?"
I can't hold both of these, and I want to know what this does, but I can't make a proper connection while I have the decanter.
I thought you were simply bringing the weapon back to Trafalgar, were you not?
Well, if he wants it back, but I want to see what it does first.
I sort of
I
like
plan to study it as we walk.
I raise an eyebrow. Sounds almost like you plan on claiming it.
Finders keepers.
I'm just gonna sigh and just rub my thumb and two fingers between my eyebrows and just rub my head and just go. You do realise we are currently being very politely hosted in such a lavished place. I don't even know if I can call it a castle due to it's so vast, but your way of showing gratitude is to take his weapon. Not only is it a weapon, it's a fracture.
I just
a fracture that has chosen Trafalgar.
I look at him and I shrug. And he left it here. He's not treating it very well. Imagine anyone else could have come along and found it. I'm just keeping it safe, and I want to see what it does. That's all. I'm going to study it. I'm proficient in Arcana. I shall see. If he wants it back, then he can duel me for it. Ha ha ha.
I'm just gonna look to you and I'm just gonna say, "Oh, all right, fine." I'm just gonna raise my hands up and just turn around and walk off, and I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna really get involved if you two get involved with each other in regards of fighting for it. So, okay, whatever you do, it's on you."
I follow Brewin. I agree with the sentiment, but I don't say it. I just follow Brewin.
so I was gonna say, I don't want to get in between, like, involved in any kind of item stealing between you and Trafalgar. I know you're both
I'm
kind
not
of into that.
stealing
But
it. I'm
if
seeing
you're
what
giving
it
him, if
does.
you're giving him his daggers back, I don't see why you can't keep your decanter for now.
Because it won't let me connect with it if
But
I
why-
have the decanter.
Why? I don't know why you need to connect it with it if you're giving them back to Trafalgar.
Because I want to see what it does.
But can you without severing his connection?
I don't know, but I can try.
Well, like I said, I am not going to get involved in that,
Uh,
and I will also follow the others.
fine, I'll give the decanter to Vlad when we get back. I'm
So-
gonna see if I can study it while I've still got the connection with the decanter then, and see if I can figure out any more. Because it doesn't have the writing on it, and I assume it's because I haven't connected with it properly.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't see what he does.
Well,
And I'm gonna still have my orb so I can see as well.
see, the funny thing
Yeah.
is, technically, Trafalgar hasn't exactly examined it well either.
Interesting. So I'm just
That's
trying to do.
just
See, he's
Trafalgar.
just neglected this. He's not used it to its full potential, whereas that is what I'm trying to do. Thank you very much. Just because I used to be a thief does not mean I am still a thief now, even though I would like to keep them.
Even though that is exactly what I'm doing.
I feel like I have been judged because of my background.
What's a bit of borrowing between friends?
Yeah.
He left
Permanent
them.
borrowing between
Like
friends.
Horace didn't want to pick them up, so I picked them up to bring back to him, and I want to study them because I felt a bit of a connection. That's all. But no, I'm being questioned as if I am some common thief. In fact, I
giving
am
off-
more than a common thief. I'm a very good thief.
You're giving off dragon vibes right now, like you just want to add it to the fucking horde. You get a mighty good book and a nice jug, and you're like, you know what would make my horde better? Daggers.
You know, if you talk to Trafalgar about it and he agrees to let you try, then sure, I'll help you out. But until you've done that, and I hear it from him too.
Okay. I'm just muttering to myself. Well, I've taken things that people know before. This time, he just left it there.
He's gone.
He left
through
it in
a
his
lot.
own house,
He left them in the garden,
in
Yeah,
his
he-
garden.
where there's ghouls.
Yes, but he's a
His
bit
ghouls.
traumatized. Look what just happened.
Well-
He explained why he was traumatized.
I'm helping him with his trauma by picking up his shit.
Are you telling me that if we ever fought your mum and you dropped something, it's all fair game?
Yes.
Oh, yes, okay, I'll remember this for future. Lycoris takes out a notebook and notes it down.
Just fully emphasizing as well, like you're holding the book up straight in front of her, just like, see this, see this?
Sorry.
Fair
Back
game.
bed. Closing the balcony door.
Anessa makes a mental note to never drop anything in front of them.
While they're bickering about the swords, can I just pop my head in the room that Vlad and everyone are in and just say, everything's fine, Vlad, you can go back to your room now.
Come here.
The pair of them are currently like playing with cards, and they're just, you don't really know what they're doing, but it's some kind of like card battling thing, like with kings, queens, jacks, and it's just, you're not even gonna.
Time Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So it's like, and Mike, hi.
I'll just say the danger's past.
The pair of
Free to go
them,
back to your sister.
the pair of them kind of like look at you and both give a kind of like small nod of like, we get it. It's yeah, don't worry, I've protected him.
Yeah.
I'll give them a little brisk nod, and I'm gonna give a brisk nod to the trapper if he's awake, and I'm gonna go back out to my wherever I was, my peasant home. Where was it? Oh yes, the peasant beds. It looks like things.
I'm going to call Vlad. Vladimir!
Vladimir. You see a head poke out. Hello?
Is he protected? Is he well?
He kind of like runs his hand across his throat as if to say, shh, shh. Then
Well-
he,
In any case, the danger is past. Come here. Let's go!
what even is? Oh, your room is so much better. Why didn't I just sleep in here?
No, you can have the sofa if you want it.
What? No, I'm having the bed.
No!
Not like you could
I've
stop
worked
me
really
anyway.
hard. You didn't even close the door on your way in. Go close the door.
Ugh.
Do you live in a barn? Actually,
Well,
you did live in a kind of a barn, actually.
Kind
so
of,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That was really stupid.
Yeah.
Come on.
But even Mother closed the door, and if Mother closed the door, then you can close the door.
Well, we both know why Mother closed the door, but okay.
Oh god, oh no, he doesn't know about that stuff. I protected him!
No, he knows.
Ah,
He
fuck.
knows.
Anyway, Lawbrick is out on this table right here.
Mhm.
So, these are Trafalgars, and I've been in trouble because I picked them up, and I'm going to message him right now to tell him that I have them. And I pretend to message him. And then... Saturday has Trafalgar, your things are here, la 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 la. Just let me
Deception
know
check.
if you want the... oh. You're not in the room!
Deception check though. Or performance, because I mean,
Vlad doesn't know spells, so he doesn't know. Which is better. Deception's pretty good. There
okay.
you go. I rolled a 9 and it still came out as 16.
Well, let's just see, shall we?
Oh god.
Okay, he doesn't have a clue.
Ah.
Carry on.
Yeah, so he's aware that they're here. And I want to see. I'm gonna. It is. So, what I'd like to do is see if Vlad has a connection with the things. If it's just like an Aranea kind of thing, or like a roguey thing, or something like that, or if I'm special.
Mhm.
So, I will gesture to Vlad to touch them. Look at them. They're lovely, aren't they? Very nice.
He pulls his hand up with the the feather dagger. Trying to remember the full name. Histe, the fell feather. Holds it
Oh
in his
yes,
hand.
my returny dagger thing. Oh, does he already have one? No, that's not a fracture, is it?
Nope.
Oh, that's fine then. Ah, man, I really need a toilet. I really need a wee. Can I go for a wee?
No.
I need a wee.
You finish the segment first.
Go to someone
Yeah.
else's room while I go pee, please.
I'm the boss. Yeah, go for a bit.
Thank you.
Everyone else is sleeping, right?
Yeah,
much.
just talk about that for a bit.
So I sleep on my side.
Wow.
My elbow
Tell-
under my head.
Tell me more. As I've got both, like, I've got my chin on palms of my hands and I'm like elbows on the table, just like, yeah, tell me more.
I sleepwalk. It's spider climb, so I'm just making a circle. Like I go along the floor and up the wall, over the roof, and down. It's like a hamster wheel.
You're making a circle on the roof, and tomorrow when the cleaners come in and look up, they can be like, how the fuck?
It's a fun party trick to scare people.
Is Anessa's room the room next to mine?
It's the next. After
Okay.
that.
I'm assuming, yeah. It's I won't be
Rewin's
hearing.
next door.
Yeah. Is Brewin hearing all of this?
No,
I thought
because
Rewin just wanted to go to bed.
Yeah.
Brewin was like, I'm done with this day.
Well,
Let
that's why
me
I was
sleep."
wondering if it was keeping me awake. Was what I was.
oh
wondering.
no, the walls are way too dense.
Much like Trafalgar. I mean, I've had my sleep for the night, so I'm just gonna wander around.
As you wander about, there is always at least one attendant in the house.
I am back.
Oh, hi, back. So, yeah. Yeah, he stayed the fell feather in his hand. You don't know when he took it from you, but he has it. Chloe?
Sorry, what?
Um,
I thought you were talking about everyone else.
no, it's you. Vlad has the fell feather dagger in his hand.
Okay.
You don't know when he took it, but he has it.
Oh wait, I thought I gave him it. Hold on.
Because
I think he gave
it's
it
not
to
in
him
his sheet.
temporarily.
Yeah,
Oh,
that.
it's been 2 years.
It's been 10,000
No, you-
years.
No, you did give him the dagger.
And
I
then
remember this.
it advanced.
I thought I gave him it.
I
to
thought
the
did.
it was a
children.
loan. I thought it was here.
Was a
Use this to
loan.
protect yourself. I want it back.
See?
Potentially, probably.
It got given to him. It advanced because it connected with him and became the fell feather. But I think at some point, yeah. Anyway, timey-wimey stuff, I guess.
Why didn't it advance with me? Rude. Anyway,
You didn't put
He
in
might-
effort.
I didn't.
You gave it away like it was nothing.
That's fine. As long as it's
You're about
nice
to do
now.
with the jug.
And now you're cheating on the
I'm
jug.
sorry, Jug. I'm sorry, Jug. But things just keep coming into my possession, and I like them. So
Bloody magpie.
that is.
Deer in
Yeah.
headlights, more like.
Ultimate thief line. Things just keep coming into my possession.
Anyway, so he's holding the dagger. Well, look, but yeah, that's a very nice dagger too. But look at these ones. Okay. When I held them, it seemed like I had a connection with them, and I can't fully see what they do. I think while I have a connection with this, and I pull out the big jug.
Jug.
I think the big jug. So I just wanted to see if I had a connection with it because Trafalgar and I are both Aranea, and if you have a connection with it, then maybe it is, or if it's something else. I don't know.
Sister, it's very late at night. Are you sure you're okay?
Yes. I can't wind down yet. We've just had a fight.
Mm.
I need a bath.
But, well, they've got pretty good baths out there. But, what even is it? Why are you so adamant about this? Why do I have to do it?
I just want to see what the connection is.
And
It felt familiar.
I'm not some guinea pig, you know that, right?
Why do you think I gave you the other dagger?
Well, clearly because the dagger likes me. But that's not the point, is it?
I love that Vlad's not even interested in your bullshit today.
Ah!
Even Vlad's like, no.
He used to be such a good boy. He'd do whatever he was told.
He's going through his rebellious teenage phase, clearly.
Yeah, I know. He downed his freaking drink. By the way, how's your head feeling? Is
Mm,
it pounding yet?
why would it be?
Because you've downed that entire thing of whatever it was. The ale, well, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, but that's Noble's ale. That's basically water.
It should
He has
still
ex-
be ale to you.
He has experience in these matters.
You are not of age. How do you know what Noble's brew tastes? But
Well, isn't that sort of the idea? I assume. They're all big talking money, but they have basically piss for drinks, so...
I'm not. I did teach him well, actually. The reverse prejudice.
Anyway, the home-brewed stuff is much better.
Agreed. But how do you? Okay.
People.
So, if you like the homebrew, then perhaps I will allow you to have a cup next time we sit down for a meal. If you help me with the sauce.
Well, firstly, I could probably just sneak away and get some if I wanted to. But I appreciate the fact you are trying to coerce me here. Secondly, I'm interested.
The damn things.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my god. Why does no one want to touch the sun?
Because everyone's seen Trafalgar angry.
Yeah. Do I get advantage because of the promise of ale?
I mean, he literally just said he was going to sneak out and get some.
Not while I'm watching, he won't. He's gonna stay in here on this sofa now.
Like a good boy.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're making him sleep on the sofa when you're in what is essentially a king-sized bed and you're both tiny.
No, that's fine. I suppose we can top and tail like we did when we were little.
Hmm.
Ah.
The sound of
Aye.
bee humming.
Do see your attempts here. And given that I frankly am not all that interested in ale, I'm surprised you're pushing this so much. I think you owe me slightly more than ale, because this seems very important to you.
The typical sibling trick. What are you going to give me? It's worth at least 2 trips to the pub and a brothel visit.
Yeah.
No.
To really want it.
No.
So
No, he is a child. He's
What?
not a child.
What if I touched this thing and some kind of weird, crazy demon thing killed me?
You mean Trafalgar?
Yeah. Like, Cora, stop listening for the next room.
She's already on the roof above you.
Yeah, I'm on the ceiling just listening. Like,
She's like, "Hey guys, what's up? I got in here through the window."
I walk through the window and onto the ceiling.
Don't
Like
mind me.
girl,
I'm
hair
just
dangling down.
eavesdropping.
Just dangling.
I'm just here to judge.
Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
here.
please carry on. Pretend I'm not even here.
Goes
Do
invisible.
you know what? No, it's not that important to me actually. I think that I'll just put them inside this chest, and I shall give them back to Trafalgar tomorrow because he seemed very upset, and I shall just give them back. And I think it's time to go to bed. Come on, let's go.
Such a good friend.
He sits very still and stares at you.
Close that door. Bedtime.
I like that you said give it back to Trafalgar, and at this point, did he even know that they were Trafalgars?
Yeah, I said these are Trafalgar swords.
Oh, right.
Sister, I love you, but
Come on.
there is 2 things I know about you. First thing is, when you find something you're very interested in, you do not let it go. Secondly, you're not a good liar when it comes to giving things back.
I'm just gonna flop down on the bed like, oh my god.
Ugh,
Good hat.
just give me the stupid things. This is getting boring.
They're in the chest. I'm not moving.
This is a philosophical.
Wait, so I finally cave, and you're going to let the fact that you're frustrated stop you from finding out?
I'll
Because-
find out from over here. I'll scoot forward on the bed a little bit.
Sister. Sister.
Vlad.
Sister.
I'm not touching these daggers until you come close.
You and I both know I'm winning this argument, because either I don't do it and I win, or you give me them and you win, but then I also win because I don't have to move. So, if you want to know, I'm right here. Otherwise, I'm going to bed.
I need to conjure a mage hand to open the chest.
Ugh,
Pick up the
sister,
sword
you are so
and
lazy.
And I'm just gonna sit with my arms crossed, just
Clink,
staring
clink,
at him.
clink, clink, clink. I both hate and love you for that. Anyway, here's
You
your
wouldn't
stupid...
do it if I did it any other way.
Anyway, here. Leans down and with a fingertip he touches the side of one of the blades. And then kind of leans into a sitting position, still touching it. And then
I'm
looks
gonna
over
lean
at you.
forward further and see what happens, if anything happens.
So,
Yeah, you can tell I've got a little sister, can't you?
so how long am I supposed to be touching it exactly? Because it kind of just feels like cold steel.
Hold it in your hand properly.
Ugh.
With feeling.
You only said to touch it, but fine. Grabs the handle, holds it, and you see the chains rattle a little bit. And I gotta say, I do like the curvature. It's kind of fun.
Yes, they are very nice, aren't they? Yeah, I think that the weight feels quite nice in your hand too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of swings it about a little bit in a, like, circular motion. Yeah. So,
Nice, yeah.
is this all it is?
Do you feel nothing? Connect. Try. Close your eyes. Try to connect.
I mean, I didn't have to do anything with the feather.
It's not the same thing.
Why is it not the same thing?
I don't. I can't. It's too late to explain. Just
Because
try.
While sat down holding onto it. Places it into his lap, still holding it. Just closes one eye, looking at you with the other open eye. Squinting a little bit. Slowly closes it. You see very slowly closing it. And then closes his eye. And kind of just sits there in quiet. Gently breathing in and out. In and out.
Holding my breath.
Ugh, this is so boring.
Still nothing?
No. Oh, wait, no. I kind of feel... You see the head turn a little bit.
And
Eyes
lean
still
forward.
closed. And he goes, oh, that's weird. No, that does not feel right. Mm, mm.
What's
And then,
happening?
as he's holding onto the blade, you see his grip tightens on it. And then a low rumbling. As he goes, he does a heavy fart.
I throw a pillow at him.
He falls back just
I was
slightly.
going to say that you could top and tail, but you're not anymore.
Look, it clearly doesn't work. Also, if we're going to have a pillow fight, we need way more and bigger pillows. So,
Pick up the biggest pillow.
he picks up the one you threw at him. Drops the dagger, immediately rushes you, just like, ah! Leaps at the bed and tries to whack you as he jumps.
Can we hear that from outside?
Whack him back.
Poof. Hold on, let me just double check, 'cause I think he could technically hit you.
What?
Yeah, because he gets +5 to that, so he hits you with the pillow.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh, I got
woof,
12.
poof,
I want to roll 2. I hit him back.
through the walls. There is a very muffled sound of some kind of cheering, fighting brewing. Just a
Do
lot
I hear this?
of
You're a
very,
little shit.
a lot of very quiet, like giggling and shouting. It's literally as if it was like this, like.
I'm just gonna open my eyes, look somewhat disgruntled. I'm gonna try and point a finger backwards, and I'm gonna send a message if it works, because I don't know how thick the walls are. And I'm just going to say, oh, please do feel free to sleep on all of our behalfs, because some of us are tired.
Does it work?
Barely. You do hear it, but it's kind of like there's a little bit of static behind it.
I'll just be laughing and I'll put my pillow down and be like, Bruin is disgruntled.
What a buzzkill.
I know. But we should get some sleep. Or at least you should. Going to have quite the hangover tomorrow if you keep downing ale like that.
That's not... Whatever. Anyway, good night, sister.
I took him up in bed just like the old days.
I'm
You'll always be an infant to me, brother.
well,
And I'll
that's...
give him a little kiss on the head.
No.
And then
Oh, of all the...
And then I'll go back round to where the swords are, and I'll sit on the end of the bed, and I'm gonna look at them and just try and study them a little bit, and do some arcana shit. See if I can do the connection thingy. The decanter is on the table.
Are you doing an arcana check?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, I was just checking.
Oh shit.
Jesus, what's with the weird rolls for you?
Oh.
Big score, little roll.
Because I got so
Maybe
many
she's
good.
tireder than she thought.
Maybe. But I want to do them throughout the night and stuff, so I don't know.
So, as he kind of like nestles into the quilt a little bit, just curls up, you hear the gentle breathing of Lad. As you've got the blades in hand, looking at them, your eyes drift to the decanter every now and again. You look down at the blades, kind of inspecting them at first. They are obviously very well made, of some kind of material that looks like steel, but the feel of it, maybe because of how magically rich it is, it doesn't feel like any normal material. And of course, solely because you can feel the magic emanating off of it, you know it is incredibly powerful. The sensations of familiarity you get from it are constantly present. And the longer you hold it, the less connection you feel with the decanter. Nothing technically or technical wise is coming to you about the blades yet, but you do feel as if you could connect in a more intimate level with it, like you did with the decanter. However, there's a slightly more alien feeling to it, whereas the decanter was warm and inviting, but it's like it was everything. It was all encompassing everywhere. It's a key word that gods would use, whereas the blades, they feel familiar, they feel correct, and they feel like they belong in your hands, but at the same time, maybe because of the essence of what they are, they feel strange. They feel like a separate entity that just wants to be with you.
Okay. So I'm going to put them back in the chest,
Mm-hmm.
and this time I'm going to message Trafalgar for real and just try and do a. I'll just send a few messages out, pointing places, because I don't know where he sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
Just being like, I've got your blades. Good night. Hope you feel better.
Spell
And then,
the spell fails a couple of times until eventually, as you point, you feel it connect with someone. And as it connects, maybe it's because it's failed a couple of times, but you feel a little bit weird. Like the second you connect, something's already listening, and though that's the intention, it's like there's no delay. It's an immediate snap. You know they're listening, and they'll reply immediately if they want to. It's like you're in perfect sync, like with a. It's like you're having a moment of telepathy almost, a direct connection rather than a text and then a text back.
like, you can see that I'm typing.
Yeah, and he's already there. Like, oh god, just write your message already.
I feel like Trafalgar would be the kind of passive aggressive to see you typing a message. What do you want?
Yeah, I think so too. What? I don't know. Do I get a response?
The response you get does not come from his voice.
Oh.
It's mum, because that would be hilarious.
Oh my god.
He carries weapons! No, I'm kidding.
Sorry, Mrs. Daywright.
Didn't mean to disturb your slumber.
Sorry, Mrs. Daywright, wrong Daywright family member. Bye! No, you hear... I would keep them if I were you. What he holds in his heart is not ready or willing to continue with that weapon. You may become the new wielder. If you do, just know there is an expectation. The blade is the antithesis to Sin Eater, the one your friend carries. Lawbreaker was made separately to ensure that the fractures were never abused. Should one abuse it, Lawbreaker is meant to remove the boundaries break the laws and the rules that govern connection between the person and the fracture, or, in the worst case event, to revoke the privileges of that keyword and destroy the fracture's invincibility. What you carry is an obligation. Do you think you have the capacity to take on such a task, should the moment demand it?
I'm going to point back in the same direction and say, well, that's all well and good, but Tessitari says she needs to hear it from Trafalgar's mouth first. She is in charge.
You have spirit. That is something that is desired of a possessor of a fracture. Since you already have made connection with one, perhaps I am hasty in judging you. If you do find yourself the new possessor of Lawbreaker, just know that there will be someone watching over you. Good night, young Inessa.
I like it.
Wow, Trafalgar sounds different.
He does. He's got a really husky voice now. He's upset.
Why is he calling you young? It's so weird.
I know. Sean's younger than me, or a similar age. Do I recognise a voice I've heard today?
No.
Oh, yeah.
There's a kind of a rippling, it's like a rippling wave that rolls through your mind as it finishes speaking, which you've not heard through a form of telepathy before, but it has a similar feeling as telepathy did, but very distant.
Okay, I'm going to put the blades back into the box, and then I'm going to go over to my decanter and pick it up, and I'm going to go and cuddle it and sleep, so that I try and get the connection back with it again a little bit, just in case.
Well, there is a warmth that burns within the centre of it, like a heart that starts beating a little faster. The body is warming to the affection and return of its master. And for the rest of the night, you will have a perfect sleep.
It's nice.
So, as eventually everybody gets to sleep, or in the case of Lycoris, trots around the place and causes mud everywhere, but you know.
Yep, that's in.
Yep.
No, I'm polite. I won't wear my outside shoes. I'll put on, like, slippers or something.
Yes. So,
Lycoris has slits.
yeah, of course.
Lycoris
Complimentary.
She likes to have her PJ. She doesn't sleep. But she could appreciate the finer things sometimes.
Like comfort clothes.
Also, she knows that she'll be in trouble, and it's not worth fighting with people over.
I can imagine just Lycoris just wearing medieval sort of like yoga pants and stuff, sort of like a
Like
baggy
cloth
sort of
pants.
like shirt, like a baggy cloth, silk shirt, just being like, you guys are up early. I don't believe it's morning already.
Oh, I didn't say that yet.
I was going to say, I hope that...
I was saying that
we
as an
leave it.
example.
Mhm.
So, I hope
Is-
when we do eventually leave this place, there will be many rumours started about a ghost. That...
Ghost that
Oh.
walks the ceilings in the night.
Pepper's
Long
shouting
black
to the
hair
bed.
dangling.
Yeah. Leo is calling me too, and it is my bedtime.
Well, I'm going to have an interaction with Lycoris. If anyone wants to stick around and listen to that, that's fine. If you need to go to bed, go to bed.
I need to go to bed.
Okay.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye, girl. So, Lycorice.
Like a rice.
Lycorice.
It's my supermarket name, don't worry about
Is it like the Wish version of licorice?
Yeah.
I was thinking it's like a spicy flavored rice.
Yes. It's like creepy baby mayo, but with
Ew.
rice.
Yeah.
What?
Cupie baby mayo. It's called creepy baby because there's a baby on it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mr. Loss walks out the room at the same time you're pacing. He looks over toward you. As always, he's not wearing the mask right now. He's got plain clothes on, well kept. There's a little bit of like scuffs and marks here and there that have just happened over time. But as he looks you over, he kind of squints for a second. We should
Polite nod.
talk a little bit.
I give another polite nod.
I know our reintroduction was a little heated on my part, and I've not particularly done much to give recompense for that, other than look after the little nugget of a spiritualist in there. But I feel like I owe you specifically. I don't suppose you remember one of the Firefly festivals back at home? He looks at you with an actually questioning look.
Do I?
Make a history check. Ooh.
I rolled okay. Nice.
So, it's like when you've lost a limb, you still have a phantom feeling. The memory comes back to you, though it doesn't feel correct. But at this point, you're never sure what memory is real anymore. But either way, it seems to be one you at least can share in this instance, if it is real anyway. The Firefly Festivals were named that solely because of a migration of fireflies. Every year, or every like leap year in some cases, they would appear in the village. They would fly through. Everyone would come out of their houses, sit and watch, while the dark sky above, little strays of starlight, and these wondrous little things flying across the field. It was something very simple, something pleasant. After a couple of years, they made it a festival. They would fly along, and 10 million fireflies. Fuck off, Connor.
I
They
can't resist.
they brought out food. They prepared food. They prepared areas for people to dance, drink, and talk. They allowed everyone a chance to relax. It became an annual thing. Everyone wore, I think, hikata or hikari or something like that is the term for the dress, or something like that. But either way, they wore traditional robe essentially, and people would pair up and would dance, would talk, and even if at the end of the night there was nothing between them, they had a mate with them. It became a romantic thing, quietly speaking. There was never any like, oh, you have to be with someone. It was literally, you have to be with people. You have to love, enjoy the light, and be together in a blissful moment. Let everything else go. And as you remember that, you look back at him, and there is a like half attempt of a smile for a moment. I will take that to mean you do. Well, with this ball coming up, see he's like scratching the back of his head, like it's not nerves or anything, it's like he's getting irritated.
Or
Would-
Sunder Eyeside's coming out.
He holds out his other hand. Would you go with me?
Like Horace is her brain is she's visually, like, you can see her brain is processing. It's like the fucking loading symbol on her forehead. She's not sure how we got to this point, because last time we spoke we were fighting with each other. So I will give a polite nod again and try not to look bashful or confused. Although I am both.
Okay. Though, there is a bit of a caveat. Assuming they allow us, I want to clash blades with you on that night.
There's always a but!
This an innuendo.
I hope not. I don't mean seriously, of course. I feel like we're beyond that. But there's a lot that you can say in a fight that you can't with words sometimes. We need to feel something. And if your blade tells me that we can never reconcile, then I will understand, and I won't step foot over a line again. I'm already under the employ of your mother, so I'm technically your employee. But if we can be more than that, in whatever capacity, I would prefer that.
I'm gonna, like, rub my temples slightly, because I'm very confused, and just say, I think I need to be very clear. I'm not sure which memories with you are real and which are false, because I've had false memories of you imprinted in my brain. So forgive me if my understanding is slightly fractured right now. Do I know you in this lifetime, or is this from the prior one? And then I'm gonna dig out that photo that when we checked it, I think it was Anessa checked it over. It had definitely been doctored somehow, and just show him that photo and say, this is what I was given along with a story in my brain, but this photo has been proven to be doctored, so I don't.
He holds up a hand. I'll be right back. Returns to his room. There is a quiet ruffling through his gear as he comes back out, steps forward, and he pulls out a photo himself, holds it forward. You see on his photo is a picture of him and you wearing mostly common garb, though you do have pauldrons and a small chest plate, or chest mail technically, Both of you have your hair done up in the way that wouldn't obscure you. Seemingly, you both look a little dishevelled, like you've just been through like combat or running or training, something like that. There is a very small, laxed grin on his face, and yours is very stoic and not plain, that's not the right word, but it's you. And you both look, if you were human, you would look about maybe 17, 18, and he would look around about the same. And as he holds it forward, you see directly behind the pair of you a hand on his right and your left shoulder. In between you is a familiar man wearing a mask. A sword clearly on his back, wearing very simple garb, a long hikari or whichever it was called again. I honestly can't remember what it was called. With a smile that shows someone proud. Ishii is proud of the two people in that photo. And you notice the street is exactly the same in both pictures. This is the same street, but the one you have, I don't remember.
How old are you?
You see his eyes go into thought. His brows move the same. And then he tries to think of it, and you see he starts to strain. He starts grabbing at his head.
Oh no, I've done it again.
Why can't I? You see his brow starts to furrow deep.
Can I try and do the same thing I did with Ishii? Not Ishii, Ishikari. I can't remember what I did, but I did something to like.
You connected with them mentally, and went a bit tinkering.
I will ask if I can try something that helped before.
Yeah, I guess.
Guess I'm gonna put one finger on his like temple and try and connect.
You feel a resistance, a natural resistance, that after a couple of seconds laxes. And then as you connect, it's like a wave of confusion rushes against you. A mental wall is in the way, surrounded by rushing winds that are trying to push back your intention.
Like what happened with Ishikari.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna think back on what I did to loosen Ishikari's memory and try and replicate it.
Well, you're gonna have to say some things to pull his defences down.
Okay. Shit.
Doesn't necessarily have to be true, just saying.
No, I'm gonna. He can. If we're connected, can he see what I'm trying? Like, if I think of something, can he see it, or is it a one-way connection?
Since we're not in combat, it can be a two-way.
Okay, I will show him the memory I got when we did the weird. When we did the thingy with Legion, and it showed her old Lycoris with the Trapper, but previous life Lycoris.
Mm-hmm.
And then just say, do you understand my confusion? It doesn't make sense that you are this old when old Lycoris knew you.
You see some of the metaphysical, the wall in his mind, parts of it start to break. As his confusion grows, the wind, the resistance is stronger, but the wall that's in the way is breaking down.
And I guess I'll show him the ones that implied that they were very close.
Mhm.
And then the confusion of them not being close anymore from the previous life.
As the thoughts flood, the wall is crumbling to about half the point. The winds surrounding it are getting to the point of pushing you out. As he's slowly closing his eyes in this pain, as if his head is throbbing. You can see some veins crawl across his forehead.
If he's in pain, I'll grab like his hand or his forearm and something for moral support, and then I will just push in all of the memories and or false memories of this lifetime.
Okay.
So he just has full context.
As you push through, the grasp of the hands, immediately the winds start dying rapidly. As he looks at you, one eye barely even open. The warmth of his hand, though parts of it are mechanical, you can feel it. He does have some degree of sensation, and as he looks at you, and the winds start to move aside, they are brushed aside. The wall crumbles to pieces. And in that moment, as he's receiving these memories, one very important one reaches you in return. In that break point of a moment, you see an image of a glass door from a blurred perspective. You don't know if it's from his eyes or if it's some kind of steam across the glass. A few moments later, this glass door is opened. Above you is these dark blue tiles. What looks to be some kind of symbol, pure white, and in front of that is many smaller symbols that can't really be made out too well. They all weirdly blend, like someone painted and smeared it across in many colours. A second later, a figure steps into view, dark outfit clad, a slightly dry grey complexion, lots of, looks like weathered, aged skin. Another figure to the left appears much taller, wearing some kind of deep dark armour. What looks to be some kind of feathers along the back that isn't too well in view. Long, golden, blonde hair. Eyes that are piercing and show strength. They look down at what feels like you. There is something that is akin to sound, to words. With your connection, you know that at the time his brain couldn't process much well. His sight, his hearing, speech, none of it was working. But you, with your power and your capabilities, very loosely puzzle the pieces. And looking through his eyes, looking at the mouths that move very slowly, you can just about make out the words, "Is the spare ready?" And from the other figure, the more weathered figure, you see, in time, we need to implant it with the memory. As long as that succeeds, they will be on the path. And all will be well. The new world will come. And from the figure to the left, you see the words, "Is this truly all necessary? All of this for a couple of children? Are they really so important?" The figure to the right. But of course, the machinations of the gods, though they are gone, always run deeper than blood. We must make sure they know hardship. They must be ready. Only by adversity can they grow strong enough to be ready to adorn themselves. And this piece is one of the most important. Or at least, it is for the one who may fall first. And the rest, like dominoes, will simply fall with. And then when they do, our lives do not matter, as they will usher in everything we have worked for. Now, sit him up. I will begin the process. The hands of the taller figure, golden hair, reach in, pick from the back of the head, grab from around the back, and start pulling the figure out. And then the head lolls back and the vision goes. At that same moment, so does Mr. Loss as he falls unconscious.
Oh shit. Done this before.
Poof.
Can I try and grab him to stop him from hitting the floor at least?
Yes.
I already have his hand, so can I just like attempt the scoop?
Yeah. You quickly scoop around him as he falls into your shoulder. His body weighing like a brick, but you're strong.
I'll drag him back to his bedroom, I guess.
Okay.
And then when we get in there, is Ishgari awake?
He's currently sat over with the cards on the ground, looking through them. Looks over toward you and sees Mr. Loss. Is he okay?
I awoke his memories like I awoke yours.
Oh. So wait, does that mean he's not somehow family too, is he?
They called him the Spare.
Well, that's not daunting.
Yeah. He existed in my prior life, and prior me knew prior him. I'm very confused.
If there's been tinkering with his memories as well, but you knew him then and now?
Yes.
Is it possible the Spare is literal? I mean, a lot of the parts of him is mechanical. Was that what he was like when you used to know him?
Would I remember? I don't think he was he? He was like human. Well, elf.
He was, well, yeah.
He was elf. He wasn't half robot.
He got scrapes and all that, but he was human. Well, elf.
No, okay. So he wasn't robotic in his prior life. So what this is, they put parts in him to, they essentially froze him in time by adding parts in.
Well, I mean, wasn't your friend Brewin also kind of weird? Like, I mean, not machine, but wasn't he also lost in had a lost portion of time or something like that?
Yes. But
I-
Brewin was a child the same time myself and Brewin in this life were children at the same time. But Mr. Loss is that didn't seem to be a child. He's frozen in how he was with extra parts added in.
You,
I don't understand how you would do that.
you see, he exhales slightly. It's truly just. It's just so horrid. He looks over toward Mr. Loss.
Oh, the photo. And can I take the photo that has Ishi in as well
Mm-hmm.
and say, and he also knew Ishi?
Oh. Well, I mean, I can't say much in terms of father knowing really much of anybody, but is that so unlikely?
This is I'm confused. Unless he was reincarnated like Brewin and myself.
But why? How did he come back as the same person?
I don't know, because he looks. This is my confusion. He looks identical.
It would have to be someone incredibly powerful to do that.
Because myself and Brewin, at least at least I look different to previous me, even slightly. But this is like a clone. Oh my god, is he a clone? Do clones exist in the D&D world?
Yeah, there's literally a spell for it.
Is he a clone, perhaps? That they just sat on for 200 years and then grew him?
Well, I believe there is magic like that. So it could be Mr. Loss, maybe they restored or created another copy of his body, implanted memories, and then tinkered with his body to meet the new standard of his body, and for him to deal with the new narrative where you two aren't as close.
I don't understand where his photo is from. If I look at the photo, is it clear which life it's from? Is it from the first life or the second life?
You, in that photo, look like your other life. You had a little bit more vibrancy to you.
So full of joy. So the photograph is false. It's from, well, it's not false, it's just very, very old. Oh god. Do I need to get Brewin for this?
All I know is your life is very, very convoluted. And people have put a lot of effort into this. And I don't think they'd appreciate it if you kept on tinkering.
With Brewin. I feel like tinkering with Brewin would be the true danger. He seems to be the center of all these plants, so...
No, you're misunderstanding me here. I'm telling you to stop tinkering. The
Does
mood,
Ishgari look...
the mood shifts. The room gets dark with only light on him as the central point. As it centers on him, the doors behind you close and you hear a lock. Now let me tell you something. There are things in motion that your tinkering will remove. If you want to give up Sin Eater to someone more worthy, do so. We are waiting for it. But we have put in too much work for you to go around collecting knowledge like this, restoring memories that are not needed. We don't need you. Be a good girl. Use the blade. Become who you're supposed to be. It has been way too long. And some of us cannot be bothered to wait anymore. But if you're not going to, give it up.
Does this seem like Ishgari talking? Or does
No.
this seem like a possession?
There is some kind of weird possession. He's still in, it's still his body and still his, from his mouth, but the tone, the depth, everything has changed. His entire demeanor has changed. The room has gone black. Everything has taken on like a silhouette in the room, except for the trapper who is fully there still. Unconscious, of course. The Sin Eater on your back is vibrating violently almost.
I'm gonna stare at the fake Ishgari and just tell them to let him go.
What are you talking about? The boy is a channeler. We are just taxiing through him. You need to do your job. Or quit. These half measures of yours and this tinkering, it is not appreciated.
This possessing my family is also not appreciated.
Well, we do what we must. How else would we communicate with you?
I have no interest in communicating with you.
But
We
you
don't even know
know
who you are.
precisely. What you should know is despite the prophet, the false prophet, he has a point. You and your friends have a destiny, one that, while you will try, you shan't avoid. One way or another, one of you will ascend. It is inevitable, but we would prefer it be you. You, well, who you were. She is important. She can deliver us back. And then when we go back, we can correct a few things. So, do your job. We don't mind if you spend a bit of time running around with your itsy bitsy friends, performing your little songs and dances. But get on with it. Otherwise this will not be the first or last time we will communicate through your brother. And the next time, we will make him hurt himself.
I will defiantly lift my chin and say, well, I am doing my job.
Yet, you haven't unleashed the Queen. Find...
Did let her have a few trial runs.
And yet you are still her flesh, her prison. Find the old man, the old priest. Destroy him if you want. He will be a good fight. Or find someone else just as worthy, but either way, unleash her. Allow her free rein. If you do that, your blade will synchronize. It will fully realize its power. Your ascension may begin, and we will be there. Then, if you so choose, as the Queen, to destroy us, that is entirely your prerogative and your right. Until then, ye who is just flesh, you are nothing. You are taking up time. You are interfering. Do your duty.
I will just stare into fake Ishgara's eyes and say, leave.
With pleasure. There's a quiet. The room returns to colour, and Ishkari still stood there, looks toward you. Are you okay? You've been staring for a couple of seconds.
You... I will just tell him what happened in as much detail as I can remember.
That can't be true. That's not how my channeling works. I have to go through a full ceremony. Incense, assorted flowers.
No, the room went black and cold, the doors locked. And you were talking out of your mouth, but your eyes were dead.
You see, there's a bit of whiteness that runs across him for a moment of concern and fear. I've never channeled without my knowing before, or without a ceremony. I don't
know if it's safe for you to be here. They said next time, if they have to channel with you again, they'll make you hurt yourself.
You see, he kind of gets a little bit shaky. You can see his hands are like jerking a little bit. You see, he kind of like, his head bobs forward a little bit. You see, he puts his hand on his chest and he looks like he's going to throw up.
Oh no. I'm gonna say, wait here 1 second. I want to sprint down the corridor and start banging on Ruin's door. I don't know if he's asleep, but I'm gonna be like, hold on, like 2 hands pounding on the door.
Never gets any sleep.
I will be sleeping, yes.
And then I'm gonna try the door. Is the door locked?
Well, but I will tell you this. Brewin opens straight eyes. You hear feet on the other side just plant on the floor of just an urgency, and Brewin's just like, what the hell's happening?
I'm gonna grab.
Comes to the door, shirtless,
Nice.
and pretty much just pretty much barely any bottoms on. And he looks like with a sense of urgency, and then sees it's you, and is just like, "Oh, for God!"
I'm gonna look pale and really like uncharacteristically pale and panicked.
So you're already very pale.
I mean,
Yeah,
but,
I'm gonna say, "Oh, for God!" And I look at you, and I'm like, you hear a very loud inhale and exhale of.
I'm just gonna start running back to Ishgari's room.
What's happened?
I'm just gonna run back towards Ishgari's room and
Is that what you're doing? Just straight running?
Yep.
I'm just going to follow onwards.
And I've got as soon as he's in the room, I'm gonna slam the door shut behind us.
I'm just gonna look awkwardly.
Kind of weird preposition.
I'm just gonna look behind me a bit awkwardly. Look at the door being slammed. Look all around me, and I'm just gonna take a inhale, exhale. What's going on?
I'm just gonna turn to Brewin and say, they found us.
I'm just gonna blink twice, and I'm just gonna say, they. We have a lot of targets on our back currently, and Faze and them kind of become numerous.
The people above the apex, the people who are puppeting the apex, have found us. They just possessed Ishkari and threatened. They locked the doors remotely and took all of the light and out of the room, and they threatened that if I don't allow Elder Lycoris out and continue to scupper their plans, then they were going to harm Ishkari, because I may have unlocked Mr. Loss's memories, and they were not very happy with me.
I'm just gonna sort of like raise an eyebrow and just say, Mr. Losser who?
The Trapper. The Trapper has memories from previous Lycoris's life, before we were reincarnated. He existed in that world, but he couldn't remember how old he was, so I tinkered with his brain like I did with Ishkari, and I unlocked all the memories. And apparently he is the spare. There was an old guy with dark grey skin, and then a blonde person who was very tall, and they were talking about he was the spare who was necessary in the plan that was about us. And they asked, is this really necessary for a few children? And the old guy was like, yes. And then they dragged him away, and as soon as that memory ended and I brought him in here to Ishkari got possessed, and they told me to kill the old guy if we wanted, but Elder Lycoris must be released, and that will set in motion the dominoes to fall one by one. And they're watching us, somehow.
I'm just going to, at this point, just grab the chair, turn it around, sit down, and I'm just gonna bullet point everything you just said. And I'm just gonna be like, right. Okay. Right, okay, yeah, that is a lot to take in. There are a few blanks on which some of the things you've explained, but firstly, how did they, possess Ishi's body?
I don't know, but they possessed him as soon as I suggested unlocking your memories. I said to Ishkari, I've done it to you, I've done it to Mistalos. The only person I've not done it to is Brewin, and Brewin has missing time. And as soon as I said it, all of the light got dragged out the room, and it was freezing cold, and the door locked behind me. And they basically threatened through Ishkari to stop meddling. And if we continued to meddle, it would be Ishkari that would be hurt first.
Right. Just gonna look to Ishikari and look back, and then I'm just gonna look and I'm just gonna say, with the door shutting and the room getting cold, that seems to be quite a lot of things happening all at once. What if it was just an illusion? Yes, there still could have been a possession, but everything else could have still been an illusion to be portrayed and, well, more or less forward to your mind directly.
I mean, possibly that someone who has the power to enter a channeler's mind without them opening the connection must be very powerful. Ishkari said it's never happened before. He's never channeled without having all of the preparation.
I'm not quite powerful enough to channel without prep. I don't even have any of my gear here.
I'm just gonna stand up, walk over to Ishikari, and I'm just gonna look to Lycoris as I'm walking towards her, and I'm just gonna say, yeah, not gonna lie, you have kind of left that part out about your brother being a channeler of sorts.
Well, he channels animal spirits. It's part of the culture. It's just what he does. He did it at his home for us before. But it's purely that. He channels spirits, animal spirits, not people.
People are harder to grasp. It's usually too malicious.
I'm gonna look at Ishi and then just, does he look very much disheveled or any form of strain, like he has had physical stress of some form of a takeover of sorts?
He looks out of sorts now, but from the context that you'll be given anyway, he only feels that way because he was told he's been forcefully taken over.
Yeah, he didn't know.
Yeah. So otherwise no, but still.
I mean, if they're powerful enough to mask that they even did it, that's got to be powerful. They didn't do it through me, unless I was just having some sort of delusion. But it felt real. I'm just going to quickly check the trapper's pulse to make sure he is still alive.
He's alive.
I'm just going to look around Ishigari and just sort of look and just to Lycoris's statement, just say, yeah, it is powerful, but do remember there are ornate people who are born with the gift to be able to commune with the essence of the spirit world and outer planes. Sometimes with that sort of thing, they tend to intertwine, and from what I've heard, this is quite handy, having some prior knowledge of previous life readings. I think there can be an anomaly in the planes of where you can actually learn how to dip in and out, and then also do some form of interstellar takeover.
So you're telling me that we're up against are on an interstellar plane with so much power that they can access random channelers'
I
bodies.
wouldn't exactly say it's great amount of power. It could be great amount of power, but it's like being born a Callister and being able to, well, be magically attuned like they are. It's like every race has their innate sort of born ability.
Well, whoever they are, they're watching us, and they don't want you to remember anything.
Yes, of course, they don't want the golden child ASMR who has some form of connection to the old world to get in touch and maybe remember things he's not supposed to. That doesn't surprise me.
Well, I'm not taking any risks until we can get Ishkari somewhere.
I'm going to look at Ishikari and I'm just going to say it might do something, it might not, but I would probably recommend putting your channeling on hold if possible.
It's more something I just do out of respect. I can leave it be for a while.
Find you some sort of protection amulet. Until then, Brewin, I don't know if we tell this to the others.
True. I think there's only. It's a bit awkward. I sort of looked at Ishikari and I just say, Ishikari, unlike your sister here, you do sleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look to Lagaris and just say, as much as I don't, well, hate to sound like a bit of a stick in the mud here, him sleeping is possibly another way of, well, them connecting through to him. Not saying we should, well, not allow him to sleep, but I'd say it's probably worth having Esoterian included on this at least.
We can't not. If we tell Asatari, we have to tell Anessa. We can't not.
Exactly, which is why I said it's going to be awkward. But
my concern is the more people we tell, the more targets there are. At the moment, they seem to be pretty focused on you and me. But if we start bringing Anessa into this, that brings in Vlad, and if we bring in Esatari, that brings in her uncle and her family.
You've already said that during the procession that they said they know what you're doing and where you're travelling. It doesn't exactly involve them knowing about who we're travelling with.
So,
and you know what that's like. All you need is just one good informant, one good bit of money sent multiple people's way, and it becomes like a link. And as soon as they find their answer, it brings it all the way back to the original chain.
assume they're scrying on us anyway, so there's nothing.
So they're going to be scrying. They're going to be finding out information on anyone we even talk to. So unfortunately, the moment we all met was the moment, well, everyone became involved with each other.
We doomed them by association, and we didn't even know it.
Pretty much.
Ishkari pulls his hand out of his pocket, and you see in his hand there's some strange black mud that he tips onto the table to his right and then cleans his hands of it and then looks over toward the pair of you. That wasn't in my pockets before.
And
Supernatural, classic sign of possession.
I'm gonna
Sam and Dean are on the case.
side eye that and just say, do you fancy seeing if you got anything else in your pockets, or is it just?
He's already like checking through his pockets. Literally just like frantically checking.
I'm gonna shove my hand in the trapper's bag and see if I can. There's like an empty vial or something, or like a little baggie.
As you check through his gear, a lot of the typical like stuff you'd find in Artificer, using a lot of the weird like tubes and little potions and things, and little pieces of scrap metal he's bending into this and that. Of course, underneath the bed, when you check for the bag, you find the little raccoon machine that's been under there the entire time. At the bottom of his bag, you find buried underneath a bunch of like clothes is a small damp space that, as you've pulled everything out, you check it. It's damp from beneath that space, but you flip the bag around. There's no entry to the bottom of it. You flip it around again and you look inside. What do you do?
Bloody bag of. I'm gonna think of a vial.
Oh, it's not a bag of holding. You can
Oh,
clearly see
damn.
all the stuff in there. There's just, yeah, at where the clothes were at the bottom, there's a damp part underneath it.
Feels slightly like I'm violating his privacy.
Just a little bit.
Make a
Okay.
perception or investigation check.
Oh god. Would have been so much easier if I just got Nessa. Be like, fucking Nessa, identify something.
Yeah.
Use
That's
your
why we
magic
include
to help
Anessa.
stuff.
Anessa's just
I
asleep
feel-
plugging her decanter.
I feel like I'm violating his privacy right now.
Yep.
So I just put everything back in the bag. Okay. Oh god.
The raccoon teeters out a little bit, looks up toward you, and gently paws at your foot.
I will look at the raccoon and say, do you have a vial?
The head turns a little bit.
A jar?
It-
A pouch?
It points at the bag.
Can you get it for me?
The head shakes. Yes. It
Okay,
scrambles and starts to like fidget through the bag. Throws immediately everything you just put in there back out again.
Nice.
Pulls out a single vial, a single pouch, and places them on top of the bag. And then pulls out a wallet and holds that in front of you too.
A wallet?
Mhm.
Yeah, give me all his money. The trauma of this situation.
Do they have wallets at this day and age for storing money? Surely they have wallets for something else during this sort of
It's like
times.
is it like an apothecary wallet with like ingredients in?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, I don't need that. I'm gonna take the empty vial
Mhm.
and go and scrape the black powdery stuff into the vial,
Mhm.
and then hopefully we can see if we can find someone that understands what it means.
Okay.
I think as long as we're in agreement, we don't tell Trafalgar. Because if we tell Trafalgar, it's gonna it's gonna derail his plans. And
Yeah, there's no question about that. That Trafalgar is kept out of this solely. Not because we want to, but because, well,
too many people to bring into it.
not only that, he is kind of going through something at the moment, and potentially telling him stuff that is potentially life altering, again, due to the fact he's at the moment trying to revert back to his old life, and now, well, coming to terms of something he may have done which doesn't seem to have a reverse. I don't think telling him that, well, that people watching him, well, us, and so happen to be watching him, is going to be something he wants to hear.
It's not gonna help with paranoia issues at all.
It's
Okay.
almost like he took that right from out my head.
Well, I suppose there's nothing we can do now. We're just gonna have to wait till morning. Do you have any healing by any chance? Because Mr. Loss is unconscious, and he's been unconscious for about 10 minutes now.
I'll just sort of like look to Ishi as he's done emptying his pockets and everything else, and I'm just gonna say, well, I'd recommend you taking a seat down. Looking to Ishi as I say that.
He does a sit down on his bed.
I guess on the middle bed.
And then I'm just gonna walk over to Trapper over here. And Lee, do I need to make a medical check when checking him over of how he seems?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't do medicine. I just smack things.
To be fair, it's clearly something in his psyche.
Oh man.
You can't really help with that. It's something for the moment that he has to deal with. You can repair any wound physically. You can even restore his spirit somewhat. But he is unconscious and
I'm just
dealing with
gonna
something.
look to him and just look to Lycoris and just say, yeah, don't get a bit, don't get annoyed when I say this, but my expertise mainly revolve around being able to heal physical wounds and somewhat spiritual wounds. His main seems to be mainly psyche related. I don't really tend to deal with, mind probing and restoring, because otherwise, I think if I did, we'd all have our memories back by now and there'd be some form of war going. Considering the message that, the warning you've just got, I think things would be a lot worse if I had the power to revert people's memory and repair the brain. Wouldn't you?
I mean, it would fix a lot of my problems.
It would fix a lot of problems in general. Ah, hell. I've got so many questions I need answering and things I want to know, but the only thing that mainly matters at the moment is the here and now and, the things that we can do. Not the things that we might be able to do or able to do later on, but the here and now. Preparing for later comes with, living through it.
I think I'll stay in here for the night just in case they try something again. I apologise for waking you.
Well, it's not like it's been the third or fourth time already, but at this rate, I don't think there's going to be many opportunities left for me to be woken up before I end up waking up anyway.
Plenty of hours left in the night. You go to sleep. We'll have to speak with Anessa and Essatari in the morning and give them a heads up before we go back into polite society.
Whether I can sleep after this is another thing in general, but it probably won't stop me from trying.
So, as Lycoris remains in her room, or, their room,
Yep.
with the pair of them preparing for, or being unconscious for, sleep, in the night, Trapper does not stir. He is still unconscious, but safe, as far as you can tell. Ishkari stirs quite uneasily. He's confused, concerned, a little bit sorry for himself, because in his mind none of this makes sense. The ability to channel is an invitation. It is not a takeover. It is a moment of joy between two entities as they gently brush alongside in a connection. He doesn't even remember it, which makes it worse. And the fact that Trapper being unconscious after a memory awakening and all of this stuff going on with your party and all the talk of gods and other worlds, and it's all a strange thing for him. it feels as if, and evidently you might be leading that way anyway, he can't and shouldn't stay. There is that thought that runs across your mind, Lycoris, that with all of this, he might be a little homesick. Though his home is quiet, in a very dark place known as Custodon, it's his little slice of his true home that he knows well, and was his comfort before all of this. The thought runs to your mind that maybe he is best safest not here with you. Breathe in as you return to your room. For the third or fourth time by now, you sit back into bed. Take a deep sigh. Close your eyes very slowly, giving it a couple of seconds because you never know. You sit, you wait. Kind of look around the room absent-mindedly, waiting for something to kick off. But it stays quiet. You look around the room at the assorted bits and pieces, the little drinks that are on the little bar side, a couple of chests in the room, just inspecting the finer details of them. You look at the mirror across the room, looking at yourself in the reflection. Then your eyes drift to the roof, finding a final moment of peace, finally. You close your eyes. You feel the warmth of the many quilts atop you, and the gentleness of the feathered pillows, and your body sinks and just... It doesn't take you long for your eyes to lull completely and your mind to wander, before you hear the loud sound of cawing and a 6 a.m. rooster call in the distance.
No.
Your eyes slowly flicker open. That's when you have felt the heaviest weight on your eyes that you have ever felt. As you look toward the closed curtains, you look toward the closed door, and there is an eke of light emitting underneath it. You don't have any prior engagements tomorrow, or today, so you can sleep in, but the sheer fact that you have been woken up multiple times across the night, and you recall each and every single one of them, you take the heaviest sigh of your life. What do you do?
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Bill's gonna get out of bed just for a moment, leaving his cover still sort of like laid over the bed. He's gonna walk out over here. Gonna open the door. And whereabouts did that noise come from?
You you see in the distance, just a little bit beyond the garden that you guys were in, you see a small pen of chickens and a rooster that's on top of it in its own little, like, you know the raven's nest on ships? There's something like that. There's a long, like, pole that leads up with a little just rooster that's in there at the moment. It's only like a 5-foot drop down onto the ground from the cage. It's just currently there, like, cawing every, like, 30 seconds or so. Yeah.
How far away is it?
You kind of, like, glance across. It's, one would say, on a rough guess, maybe about 120 feet away. You know, no particular reason, just about 120 feet exactly, maybe.
I'm just going to look very annoyed. It's not going to... I know Brewin knows this is not going to be possible if it can make out or not. But Brewin is just going to instantaneously whistle out. Sort of like do a whistle. And then just throw his hand up in the air and wave a middle finger, intending it at that very bird before walking back in, slamming the door, and just going straight back to bed.
Door slams. I want Anessa to shout out, "Will you be quiet? Trying to sleep in here. Goodness me."
That's where I'm just gonna throw the pillow on top of my head and sleep.
Slamming doors at this time, honestly.
Hooligans, the lot of them. I'm just rocking backwards and forwards.
I've only had 3 hours of sleep.
I'll say that will be where we end session, because...
Yep. He's getting to half
Christ.
11.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh god, it's nearly quarter to... Fuck, Jesus.
Yeah, you guys didn't realise.
I did not.
I was getting a bit like, oh, I'm getting so sleepy. And then it was like, I said to myself I was going to try and sleep earlier tonight
Yeah.
because I didn't sleep as early yesterday.
I didn't expect the
Yeah.
Ishgari thing to happen. I was ready to be like, oh, Ishgari, we'll talk about it in the morning, and then I was like, Ishgari? Ishgari?
No, no.
Ishgari?
See, with Mist Loss's memories, if he didn't say the right things, and I mean, holding his hand definitely helped,
Nice.
he never would have gotten to the point of you being able to break through. And it would have just been, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, let's just go to bed and figure it out tomorrow. But then you awoke his memories and started talking about wanting to awaken Brewins. So
I mean, I didn't say I was gonna do it. I was asking like.
The intention was there.
I was kind of like, maybe I check with Brewin and see, and then fucking evil people watching us be like, don't you fucking dare.
Don't you fucking dare.
Well, now we know how to piss them off. Just try and listen to Brewin's memories, but I feel like that's going to be far more difficult than the previous two.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Theirs was planned for Brewins,
Yes.
not so much.
Hey, they knew who I am. They should know that I'm a nosy bitch. It's
I know
left-
I know who you were. They wasn't expecting the quote unquote flesh, living new flesh of the body
Hey, this flesh
have
is
its
great.
to have its own sentient mind.
Although, then again, could this also be part of the plan? Who knows?
I'm so confused. I have much to think about.
Satire everywhere.
Anessa knows nothing.
We're gonna have to explain all this to Megan when she comes on. She speaks tonight.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're gonna be
this-
so lost.
To be fair, I mean, that kind of works because she wasn't there. Her character wasn't there.
Yeah.
She's gonna be gutted that she missed Mr. Lost proposing for the fucking ball.
Mhm.
She's gonna be like, no!
No.
But is Mr. Lost going to remember?
I bet he won't, and then Lycoris will be all tsundere and be like, I didn't want him to ask anyway.
I will give it away. So,
Yeah.
Lee had a proposal
Mm.
of his own previously
Mm-hmm.
because it's us that are going to be at mine on Saturday. I was going to ask Megan before, but she went before I came back if Ryan was coming, but I don't
No, he's not.
think he is. Yeah, that's fine. So it is us. So Lee was like, if we want to play D&D, we can. We
Oh
could
my
do
God.
it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I've never played this guy before.
And we could do
Not
we
in
could
person.
do it in person.
I'm
I'm so
my
good at this.
clickety-clacks.
I
Well,
have
I was
clickety
gonna-
clacks too.
I was gonna ask because I don't. All my dice are at school, and I don't want to go drive.
I have a bag of holding full of dice.
Yay!
I call my clickety sack of clickety clacks.
Well, I thought we could play it easier if you guys wanted to play D&D in person, because if Kieran's not
Yes.
coming, then it makes
Yes.
sense. So we could do that. I've got other games and stuff to play too, but because it's about 2 o'clock, we've got quite a bit of time. So
In-person D&D is tantalizing.
Mm.
yeah, I kind of want to dress up as Anessa now.
Well,
Also, you guys will laugh at this. And Lee will just end up being all at me for saying this. But before I go to your squad, the reason why I wanted to ask what time and stuff and location is because I'm doing a cheeky little meet up with Saba, and we're going to the gym.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to the gym in Leeds, and Saba's got a day pass, and I was like, yeah, I want to do it. I've always wanted. We kept proposing, being like, yeah, at some point I'll come up do a workout, and then we just go out for the day. But as he's got engagements in the evening, I was just like, this kind of works out perfectly because though he's nearby, it's like a 20-minute drive, so I can come up early, do a mid-morning gym session, and then chill out for a bit, and then drive up to Chloe's.
Yeah, you might as well.
Good to me.
So
Yeah.
I'm going up there fairly early, so I'll be nearby already. But yeah, so I just wanted to get my gym on.
Nice.
now I'm hyped for possible in-person D&D.
I know.
Yeah,
Me too.
same.
I'll check with Megan to see if she's okay with it as well. Cause I know it is a bit different in person because it's a bit more like, you can't hide behind your computer.
I find it
That's
easier though because I madly gesture when I talk.
Yeah.
To
I
be
think
fair,
I'm doing stuff, and
to
then I'm
be-
like, you can't see what I'm doing.
just to let you know, I have a rule about in person where if you get a condition, you get a condition.
Oh my god.
If you're
no,
blinded-
you're gonna paralyze everyone.
If you're blinded, you're
Blinded, no
blindfolded.
dries.
If you're paralyzed, you can't roll your dice. Someone else has to roll it for you. You have to stay in the position.
D&D. We need a tavern episode so we can have it like as a drinking game. So every time we drink in D&D, we drink IRL.
Well,
I'll be drinking
I mean,
nonetheless.
it depends what we're going to be doing in game. If we're
Yeah.
just having like a social session, we could be drinking in person in the game. Do you get what I mean?
yeah. Exactly, yeah. We have like a tavern thing going on, and we're just maybe that's what we do when we're discussing.
Maybe not discuss this dangerous thing in a tavern.
Well, no,
I'd
but
say, like,
we could be drinking though. I feel like it's a drinking situation.
Suddenly the voice comes back and goes, "You guys are lightweights. I'm not even drunk."
maybe we do it in
Drinking
like
game too.
a sitting room in the house or something, because they said
Yeah.
we can stay.
That is true.
Maybe we ask for a sitting room to have a discussion about our
Yeah,
plans,
with a bar in it.
and then just
We could do the ball.
hmm
oh my god.
We could all dress up nice
To-
and be in ball gear.
To be fair, that's what I was thinking of originally. I'm surprised you didn't just immediately jump to it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we could.
I can grab my suit, so
I legitimately have a ball gown that I've never got to wear.
Oh my god. I'm so excited. Well,
that's
you could
cool.
like, so you don't have to wear it on the coach. You could bring it and get changed here. Like,
Well, I could look fabulous on the coach. Everyone's
You
gonna be like,
definitely
where
could.
the fuck is she? Fucking ball gown. I mean, even if we don't wear our ball gowns, I'm 100% on the coach going to be looking at like fucking character art of what kind of dress would Lycoris wear.
yeah. So I'm so gutted though that I've thought of this now, because there is a dress that I've seen on, I think it's on Disturbia, that is exactly the kind of dress that I wanted. Like when I said, I think I said last time, I know exactly what dress I want Anessa to wear. It's on a website and I want to order it. But I don't think I'll be able to get here in time. Maybe I should do it anyway. I get the excuse to buy more clothes. I'm selling a lot of clothes. I've sold so many clothes on Depop already. The pile is huge. So I'm allowed to buy one dress. Danny's not
Yeah.
here, so he can't stop me.
But this is what I'm going to be thinking about now. As soon as we know what's going on with Megan, we can ask Megan. Are we playing? We're playing stuff tomorrow evening anyway. If you're
yeah,
like we
I'm
normally do. So
Yeah.
we can always just be like, Megan.
Hey, Megan. You
yeah.
wanna get dressed up and be fancy?
Maybe
I
I'll
mean-
just order the dress anyway.
It makes sense if we do a little bit of a time skip anyway, because like Mr. Loss is going to need to recover,
Mhm.
and realistically,
And he wants to take you to the ball.
yeah.
Maybe I'll take my fake husband.
But also, like, we don't really know where we're going from here, so it makes sense for them to take some time to sort of like restock the ship and figure out what we're doing next.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because we didn't really know.
And I
But,
reckon Trafalgar's mum could get a ball together in like 5 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
she
She's
was
got the people power.
she was fully prepared to do it the next day, but you know.
We could drink with her. She could handle her drink. I was also going to ask what you guys want to do about food and stuff as well, because there's loads and loads of like takeaway options around here, because there's Escape and there's like upon a town centre and stuff. Like there's loads of options. But if you don't want to spend on takeaway, then I could get loads of, like pizza in or something like that, or like goosh or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to just see what you feel like on the day and just get
Yeah,
takeout or what.
so go
I
from
mean,
there.
I'll eat basically anything.
Okay. Well, I was mindful of your dietary stuff as well, so I didn't want to like.
mine's onion, so I'll just avoid it. I'm alright with cheese in moderation.
Yeah. Okay.
It's onion that I can't have. But
Yeah. Well, I do have like vegan cheese in and stuff as well, because we still don't. I mean, I have whatever I want, but Danny doesn't have. It's not like a completely ruled out kind of thing. Like if a food has got cheese in it, then he'll have it. But we have generally vegan cheese, so that should be okay. But yeah, just let me know what you want to do, because.
preparation is important. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I'm gonna get stuff tomorrow. So if you want me to get like food in.
I can eat food.
I will eat anything.
Yeah, I'm easy. But
I'll
I'll
ask
probably
Megan as
just,
well.
I'll
You guys
probably
are
just
helpful.
see what we just see what we feel on the day. To be honest.
Yeah, okay. But I
Yeah.
suppose there is always like groceries on Deliveroo as well. So if you were like, oh, we want pizza and stuff,
Yeah.
then
I
can
mean-
go down on.
To be fair, you can't really go wrong with pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always see on the day, and then it's like a good break between whatever activities we're doing.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll go through a drunken walk through Featherstone down to Aldi. Just like everyone else is, except everyone else is like cooked and messed up.
Oh god.
So we'll blend right in. Maybe not in the fancy dresses though, or we'll
No.
look a
Maybe
bit
not.
weird.
No.
No, we will be attacked. It's not that bad round here. It's more down the side where Aldi and Lidl is. Like if you carry on going past there, that's where all like the rough shit is. But my
Yeah.
bit's not too bad.
Ugh,
It's a quiet estate.
this is
Oh,
all I'm
that's
going to be
good.
thinking about.
I,
for
li-
the
I
next-
live on
No,
a
stop
rough road in Suffolk anyway.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, if
Yeah.
it makes you feel better, that trending BBC News story about the two dogs that escaped after they killed someone is literally about a mile away from where we live. So
Oh god. Well, we had I got followed home in a car. When I was driving, by a car not round the corner. You'll see it when I'm driving you back. There's like a country roady bit across somewhere called Sewer Bridge Lane, because it is literally a sewer and it stinks at the moment. But there was a car that was like pulled over but not fully pulled over, and then it started following me, and it was like 11 o'clock at night, and then it like fully followed me like onto the estate, and I like turned my engine off and like sat in my car, like went around a corner really quickly so it couldn't see where I was and stuff. Like super freaked out. Danny was like, I don't want to scare you, but like, you know, trafficking is a thing and they might have seen that you're a woman. And I was like, oh my god. But then found out that I thought it might have been an undercover police car, because there was a machete attack on the street like near me. And there was another machete attack at the petrol station near Aldi. So there's been a lot of stuff like that around here, and I don't really like it. And also, I told you last week Danny got attacked on the train too, so that was a
Wait,
fucking
what?
nightmare. Are you still recording, Lee?
Maybe.
just cut that bit out of the VOD.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty intense, but it's all good now.
That's good.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just
down
rigged.
my
I
end-
just want to move. To be fair.
Yeah.